What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's go.
That's my baby.
That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Folks, Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Playoff basketball. I used to hate that when they did it in Detroit. They would be like, Detroit basketball, and it drove me insane. And disclaimer, Ben Wallace is not a Hall of Famer. But welcome in, everybody. This is A2D Wednesday nights, only on A2D Radio. Every Wednesday night, we are brought to you by the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. We know many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues, and we are happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help, please call 856-651-8117. Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, Ralph Del Vecchio, Frank Vespi, Nate Moss, Money Pop Podcast. If you want to win money, sometimes. I'm just kidding. He asked me if I coach first base tonight. So, that's my jab. That's what I got in the arsenal.
Just ask how they did Sunday. How they do Sunday. Came right back.
Great response out of you. Great response.
Great response.
Lakers Warriors reactions. I mean, I hope Steph Curry goes for 90 tonight. 90, so I can just watch Ralph sing and sing. No, but we'll react to that game coming up after Spurs Grizzlies. We'll give our NBA playoff predictions throughout the show and later on in the show. We got it all. It's all jammed up into one here. Sixers playoff prayer service. Now, if you recall, and hopefully you do, we made Joel Embiid walk again. So, I mean, I'm not sitting here telling you I can walk on water or any of us can, but I'm telling you it sort of looks like we can. You know what I mean? If I had to gauge it, we can walk on water. We made the guy walk again. That kneecap was in the first row, and we got him. We lifted him. So guess what we're going to do tonight? We're going to lift the jump shot, per se. We're going to lift that up, and we're going to lift an NBA Finals up. Maybe not the trophy, but to get there. I think it's a little unfair for us to ask for that. Now we're getting like egregious. Just get us there, right? And once you get us there, we can talk about it, right? Because then it becomes house money. So just get me to the dance. Get me to the big show, and we'll take it from there. Sixers first round preview, and obviously we still don't know who we're playing yet. It's either between the Pacers and the Wizards, correct? Because it's all playing like
and they play tomorrow. So
you lose one, and then you still get to play. Like, I don't. It's a lot. It's a lot, but we'll find out. One of them two teams, and we'll talk about our confidence in it. And it'll tie into our poll question. Brought to you by BodyCheckWellness.com. You can use promo code A2D. Get yourself 20% off at checkout. BodyCheck Wellness is a line of products that promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. They come in extracts, blends, gummies, and topicals. Check them out right down below. BodyCheckWellness.com. Promo code A2D. 20% off because we're givers. In our poll, the Philadelphia 76ers won't lose a game in the first round, regardless of their opponent. Agree or disagree. And now, obviously we know which two opponents one of them is going to be out of the two left. So, won't lose a game. I'm going to disagree. Just because I believe that one of these two teams may be feeling good about themselves, and maybe you can cough one up maybe on the road, like a game 3 on the road. After you go up 2-0 at home. You cough one up, people get a little nervous, and then you go win game 4, and the rest of the series will end up being history when it comes back to the Wells Fargo. So I don't need a sweep in the first round for like my confidence level to change or any of that stuff. Just go in a series, advance, because We just want to get over our hump, So winning series certain way to me don't matter, because at the end of the day, if I win an NBA Finals a certain way, does it really matter when I'm on Broad Street? So to me, I just never got tied up into having to or not having to. Not saying the poll does, just saying me personally, it doesn't matter. Winning in 5, winning in 6, I don't care. Get it done and advance. All right, and then you go into round 2 against a team you're inferior than, and do the same damn thing. Just advance and then get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and we'll talk about that then. But I believe they will lose at least one in the first round. So I'll disagree. Family out there, chime in. Let us know in the comments. We'll read off as much as we can tonight, like always. Super chats, any of that kind of stuff. It's not frowned upon. You know what I mean? Definitely not frowned upon. And likes and subscribes are definitely not frowned upon because they're free. So love to have you. Love to be part of the family. And even if you're not super chatting, you know how we roll here. We like to try to get to everything we see and we can get to. So to the poll, the Sixers won't lose a game in the first round, regardless of their opponent. Do you agree or disagree? Like I said, I disagree. I think they cough one up. What do you boys say? And fam, let us know too.
Go ahead, Ralphie.
I'll disagree to the poll as well. I just think, either if you get Washington or you get Indiana, obviously it's not, I don't think it's either one of those teams are going to take you guys 6. I think, you guys beat them in 5, obviously. That's why I disagree. I think Indiana or Washington can at least, like you said, Tommy, if you guys go up 2-0, they go home for the game 3, their crowd is rocking and they steal one. And then, game 4 and 5, you just bust their ass and then you move on to the next round. So I just think, Indiana, Washington, they're a good enough team to steal one, but not 2 or 3 of them, or even to win the series in the first round, obviously, because as an 8 seed, it's hard to do. So I disagree to the poll.
Extremely hard to do. And
yeah,
sweeping, like somebody said in here too, it's hard to do too. Mm-hmm. It just is, because you're playing the same team, like game in, game out, game in, game out. They make adjustments, and then you counter their adjustments because you're a better team and a better coach team, and that's what defines series, right? I mean, that's just how the NBA playoffs work, because they're extended. Same as Major League Baseball playoffs, right? You're seeing a team over and over and over again. Now, baseball is a little more used to that because you're seeing people in 3-game series, maybe 4-game series throughout the year. So you're a little bit more adjusted to the adjustments of it. But in NBA basketball, it's why I always say the playoffs aren't different because it slows down. The playoffs are different because you're playing better teams, right? And they got a night to adjust to you.
I agree.
So that's what makes it harder.
I agree to the poll. I'm going to go the other way like normal. These teams are bad matchups for the Sixers. They're just bad matchups. Like that, I don't see them winning a game. I mean, for Washington to win a game, for the Wizards to win a game, right? Beal and Westbrook have to go off. You know what I mean? Like Westbrook's got to go for his 25, 15, and 16, while Beal's going for 40. Right? It's just a bad matchup for those teams against us. We were the second best team defensively. Those teams are notoriously bad shooters anyway. I like our matchups against them. I would actually look at those odds too, whenever they come out, for us to sweep, especially Washington. I think we'll sweep. We'll get Washington the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? The Pacers maybe, because they're maybe a little bit better team. They're a little bit more well-rounded, but they're a little bit hurt. I think LeVert was out, right? I think that last game.
So COVID protocol, yeah.
Yeah, the COVID protocol. So when does he come back? That's a huge loss for them. That's 20, 25 points. So
and especially with LeVert's medical history, that's also raises a red flag on when he will return.
And I agree. I understand what you guys saying. Those teams are still won. There might be an off night or something like that. But I mean, we're just going to punch them right after one wave, after another, another. That first round matchup for them. That's a bad matchup for those teams, man. Bad matchup. You know what I mean? I like us to sweep them. Don't matter who. Pull up, get knocked down. Sweep.
Yeah, it's tough because to Tom's point, like I understand we're the number 1 seed, but anyone that's going in here saying, "Oh my God, we have to sweep," if it's anything less than a sweep, it's ridiculous. To Tom's point, and Ralph, and we've all kind of talked about this in weeks past, just advance. Just advance. Don't make too much of the series other than what it needs to be and just move on. Same thing with the second series, to be honest. I truly do believe, because number one, the Karis LeVert news, we don't know when he's going to be back. I mean, that's a huge deal. You know, obviously the Pacers before the Karis LeVert injury or COVID protocol type out that he's going to have, they were banged up. They're not going to have Miles Turner. Malcolm Brogdon just came back, which is big for them. But obviously he's been dealing with the hamstring. Sabonis has been banged up a little bit. And then when you look on the Wizards, number one, and I completely understand the talent that they have. Number one, they don't have anybody to Alex Len, Robin Lopez, like Embiid's going to take both of those, and he's going to do whatever he wants there. And I think our defense is good enough to take care of the combination of Beal and Westbrook, especially because Beal, I mean, not even just from watching the game the other night, he is not even, forget about 100%. He's not 50% healthy right now. Like he should, if it was not playoff basketball, he would not be on the court right now. He could barely walk. He could barely run.
And he still dropped 23 in like the third
Oh
quarter.
no, he's good. He's good at basketball.
It was ridiculous.
And Westbrook's going to get his, but honestly, am I begging for a sweep? No. I mean, this could easily go 5. If it goes more than 5, I think I'm going to be rolling my eyes just like everybody. But it should be a sweep, regardless of who we play, to be honest.
I agree. Should be a sweep. I'm not asking for a sweep. I'm just thinking, looking at the matchups, like even if what adjustments can they really make against us? You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at that, like what adjustments are you going to do?
Both teams played us tough in the past. I mean, like we've had issues of winning in Washington in the past, right? And a team that wasn't any good when we were good. Okay, we always had trouble going to Washington for some unknown reason, right? It's just weird things like that certain teams have with them. Right? We couldn't win there forever. And Indiana's always played us freaking tough. They always have. I still think you win a series in 5. Like I'm not telling you, they're taking you a 7. Either one of these teams, but you're talking about Washington's more air quote firepower per se to steal a game. Steal a game. They just do. Like, they have enough 3-point shooting. We sometimes get hurt at the perimeter. We've seen them lapses. I could just see a lapse game. You know what I mean? That's all. You're just going to get one lapse game in a series, and it's almost like a smack in the face wake up call because they're not going to come here and beat us in here. So, like, I feel like we're really going to go up 2-0 and 2-0 pretty, and then maybe it's not game 3. Maybe game 3 you win, and then you're up 3-0, and then like teams like don't like to let you close out a series in their place, and they give you a dogfight for a game 4, and it comes back game 5. Like that's the most you're going to see. So, like, I don't disagree with people saying it could be a sweep because absolutely we're talking about 4 games, 5 games, right? I mean, it's fucking semantics. You know what I mean? So, as long as somebody's not here saying 7, we're all Gucci. We all semi-agree with each other for the most part. Frank, I know you didn't go yet.
I did not go yet, and as much as I would love a sweep to happen in the first round, I will disagree to the poll. I feel like the opening round series, I mean, regardless, I think either Indiana or Washington might steal a game from us. It's going to be one of those road games, where we might play off our game, but I think we somehow, some way get it together. But I'm not worried about Indiana. I'm definitely not worried about Washington, especially we've seen the past games where Bradley Beal's going to go off, and Washington finds a way to lose. But with this team, I think we're in a good position. We have a great head coach in Doc Rivers, so he can make the necessary adjustments. This isn't the Brett Brown teams anymore. So I'm ready to see what Doc can do in the playoffs with this team, and let's get this opening round done. Let's just hope we don't, get too overly confident with this team.
Yeah,
I love watching the. I'm sorry, I'm watching the game and just seeing the fans. Just seeing the fans is just like, yo, man, you can feel like we're watching through a screen, but I feel that energy. It's just great to watch for them to cut the fans.
Yeah,
with the towels. That one guy didn't know what the hell he was doing. He looked like a kid.
Yeah, he was flailing his arms all over
his arm. Then looked at his girl like, okay, nobody saw that.
You know what it is? Nate? It's refreshing to see that again.
It is.
Yeah. It's very refreshing, and especially back up here, with things opening up, the Wells is going to be rocking next week. So it's going to be a very welcoming sight to see all that happen.
I'm disappointed they didn't open it up more. I think it was at 10 or 15% they're just allowing or something like that.
I believe it was 50% capacity.
Is it 50%?
And then when June 12th 12th arrives, it'll be full capacity.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
I mean, 50's fine. I mean, I was just in the joint with 9,000 allowed in there. Because what are they like? Or maybe it was 7,000 allowed in when I was in. So it was like maybe 25%.
Yeah.
Something like that. So yeah, maybe 7,000 in the joint. 50's gonna be loud enough. 50 definitely gonna be loud enough early on. Because you're talking about 11,000. 21. They probably will adjust that a little bit. Maybe 12,000 get in.
Yeah.
Because they said 21, I think. Maybe 22 now with extra boxes, but so it's still enough to rock that joint out, which is great.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, does it affect us on the road?
Yeah.
I don't want to be the one to talk about the elephant in the room, but we've been great on the road, but nobody's been there.
Here we go.
Well, for example, like I don't keep up with like which arena has this capacity. Like I don't keep up with all that stuff. But say for example, June 12th comes around and we're still around as we should be. I believe that'll be around like the Eastern Conference Finals. Will there be a situation at the moment where like we will have full capacity and then Milwaukee, for example, will only have 50%? You know what I'm saying? To where like could it be to where certain teams will still have full capacity, but then you go to some arena and they have half of that? Like could that be a huge kind of factor in how a series goes?
Yeah, I mean it could. Yeah. It could not, I mean, I think the other side of it is I think these players are used to it not being. You know what I mean? So I think it can go both ways a little bit, but it's refreshing to have, and let's get this place rocking early on.
I'll ask you guys, and I'll start with you, Tom. How annoyed would you be, regardless of if it's the Wizards or the Pacers, how annoyed would you be if this series went to 6? Like forget 7, if it got to 6?
Well, I mean,
Nate's upset. He just left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be like annoyed. I mean, there be concerns. Like I just said before, like I don't care how you're advancing. Just get out and advance and live to play another series, right?
Yep.
So I think it just depends on how it goes. But no, would there be concerns? Probably. I mean, I'm sure there would be. I'm sure we would be having a bunch of them.
And Ralphie, I mean, as a non-Sixers fan, I mean, if you went into a time machine, you said, okay, the Pacers or the Wizards are taking the Sixers to 6. Do you think that should be concerning, or to Tom's point, should it just be okay, regardless of how many games it goes to, just get through the series and move on?
Was it the year that? Was it 2019, the year the Clippers took Golden State to 6? They were an 8 seed, correct? That year, right?
It was an 8-1 seed.
2019, the year that Toronto won it.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it all depends on what the team is and the scenario of the whole entire series. But like I said, man, you guys are good enough to win this in 5. It might be a sweep, might not. But to be concerned about having this going to a game 6, I wouldn't be concerned at all. Not at all.
Nate?
I guess it's counting how the series went, right?
Okay.
If one of these teams got hot, right? And we were, and our shooters were cold, and we still grinding out wins. I think that takes an effect. I'm not really worried if is that a fact, or like if we just flat out shit the bed, then yeah, that would be worrying because we know the talent in the next. Well, I guess the talent wouldn't be really big in the next round, right? Because it's going to be probably more likely the Knicks, right? It's the winner of that Knicks-Atlanta series.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that ankle looks good there. I think that I'm not too worried about it. As long as we get out the first round, healthy and get to the second round, let's go. I mean,
yeah, it's all in context, right? On how it goes. But if you're winning a series, you're winning a series.
Yeah.
I mean, you're playing whatever team you're playing is that to like fight their way to that series too, right? So I mean, you know, at least that team's probably feeling better about themselves, right? So could they steal 2 games from you? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know where they're at unless they're both at their place. You know what I mean? That's the only question. Like, I don't know where they happen at. But I mean, I guess they could both happen on the road, and then your buttholes tighten up, and you're coming home for, you know, a game 5, scared to death. You know what I mean? On what you're in for, and then you go win 2 in a row. You're like, oh, okay, we're good. You know what I mean? Or do you have concerns about the road, right? So I mean, I don't know. There's always going to be concerns if you don't have a clean series. You know what I mean? If you win this in 5, people out there are going to make concerns show up. Right, like, well, you're not going to beat whoever if you do what you did in Game 4 to Indiana. You know what I mean? So there's always going to be the critiques and the Monday morning quarterbacks per se. It's always going to be those things. So to me, listen, you win a series, you stay alive. At the end of the day, we talk about the Eagles in 2017. I told Ryan, remembers this me ad nauseum. People were like, oh my God, they're winning ugly. Like, who gives a shit? When you go to locker rooms to win, that creates confidence. That creates a chemistry with your players. Now you believe that play is going to go your way, right? That the play call that's been called into the huddle, you believe in the play call. You start believing in everything, right? And then what happens, right?
Mm-hmm. Same thing. I like ugly wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you gotta win ugly. You gotta
sometimes win. I learn more. Sometimes I learn more than ugly win. Yeah,
you gotta win on the road. In the playoffs, you have to be able to win on the road. If you want to make it to the chip, you got to be able to win on the road. And then if you win ugly, hey, man, a win is a win. I'll take it.
Like, listen, I understand when people, you know, get a little too carried away with, oh, you got it. Because I've seen this on Twitter all week. Oh, regardless of who you play in the first round, each game, you got to be winning by at least 15 points. That's, number one, that's ridiculous. Because to Tom's point, Nate's point, like we all talked about, it's a game in, game out thing. Get out. Get out. Get out. Damn it. Sorry, watching the film. I thought Nap did it. But at the end of the day, you honestly look at this series, and to your point, Nate, to your point, Tom, as far as ugly wins, how many times this season have we gone through, whether we were watching it live on the air or just watching it at home, and we would say, okay, we gave up a 15 to 20 point lead, and we would end up rebounding from that and then winning. We would, you know what I'm saying? We would have that lull period in the late 3rd, early 4th quarters, and then we would rebound, and then we would shut them down in the 4th. We learned a lot more about this team based off of that than we did in the past, because we would all say, well, if those games happened last season, we would be losing because the team was much younger and because the coach was not nearly as good as the coach we have now.
Yeah, and then, you know, you have a track record of failing with that, like, group, the coach, etc. So there's always going to be, like I said, there's always going to be complaints. Like you said, oh, you're not beating people by 50. Well, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Like, wins are wins. Like, when we won 8 in a row, people were complaining about how we won 8 in a row, and it's like, why does that matter? You just winners 8 in a fucking row. How miserable are people? Like, your winners 8 in a row. We're in Philly. When do we are winners 8 in a row of anything? Like, I mean, enjoy it sometimes. I'm never here to drink the Kool-Aid, but like, when you have a good team, like, enjoy it. Like that Eagles team, like, that was a great team. Enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. Because when we were all running up and down Broad, we were like, you remember week 5? You remember what happened? Well, we better clean that up for next year. Right? I would have backhanded somebody for saying that.
It goes back to our poll from last week too. It's like how people want to say, oh, if they don't win the NBA Finals, or if they just don't even get to the finals, how the entire year will be labeled as disappointment. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. Like, obviously I'm way younger, so I don't get to say I experienced all the lull periods, but you know, the teams from early 2000s to 2014, 2015, 2016, like, all those years, it was a lot of mediocrity to suck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would much rather take these teams the last handful of years, which, yeah, they've disappointed in the playoffs. They've ended miserably, with whether it was a 5-bounce buzzer beater or just getting swept in the bubble. Like, it didn't end great, but I would much rather take these situations than what we were stuck with for 10 years that led us to go into the process, for example. It's like I don't know what people want. Like obviously we all want championships and parades at the end of the day, but given where we were as an organization 10 years ago, it was the center of mediocrity. We were stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because nobody's ever happy, and they forget. Like, dude, we were
exactly. Yeah.
We were tanking. We were winning games in '82.
Yep.
We won 8.
Then the next year after that, we win 10.
And then Ralphie, we won 8 in a row. And people were you remember the year we won 8 in '82?
Yeah.
Want to go back?
Yep, I remember that.
It's crazy.
I remember the 20-something odd game losing streak to kick off the season. Then we won the first game of the year, and then people were losing their minds. Like, oh, we need to keep the losing streak going. We need to keep tanking. We need to keep breaking for Wiggins or sucking for Simmons.
Yeah, Michael Carter Williams.
Sucking for Simmons.
Yeah,
sucking for Simmons.
Yeah, was that a thing?
Rigging for Wiggins.
I know winless for Wiggins was.
Yeah, that was a big movement.
Sucking for Simmons. I don't know. I feel like
I don't know. That's what I heard in some circles.
Yeah.
Some interesting circles.
I'm about to say, so what circles?
Yeah, what kind of circles are we talking here? By the way,
the strange part of Sixers Twitterverse, by the way.
Before this game officially starts, what's our prediction for Warriors-Lakers tonight?
I got Warriors.
I've got Warriors.
Lake Show.
I was thinking cover. But
Warriors, come out and play.
I'll say Warriors win it outright. Sorry, Ralphie. You're seeing
That's okay.
tamale right now. You know what I mean? You're seeing some tamales coming in. You're coming in.
It's scary, dude. It's scary. Because he's been on fire this past month. He's been on fire.
Here's a quick pick.
It seems like every time you put a game on, he's dropping 50. And it's Jesus.
Yeah, I forgot to put this out there earlier. Quick pick. There was a nice little pick. Lakers and Anthony Davis to get a double-double was like 2-1 in FanDuel. So if you can run and grab that, it'll probably drop to almost like plus 130 something before we get off.
I was telling Ralph.
I like the Lake Show, though.
I was telling Ralph the other day, when you've got Steph Curry on the other side of the court, you're going to be hearing this a lot tonight. A lot of splash.
The only other thing is he struggles. There's winless for Wiggins early on.
There's that man.
But they're going to try to take him out as much as they can. So, it's going to be on some other guys.
Let's see. Ray says hopefully the Lakers win so the Grizz do not have to play them.
You were right, Ralphie. Green is on AD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First possession was great, Nate. Did you see the first one? The first possession.
Splash!
Well, that's big. Listen, that's big for Golden State. I mean, anybody hitting threes outside of Curry is a fucking huge win for them. Huge win for them. I mean,
freaking Bazemore.
Seriously.
Yeah. They're going to need – but see, that's the thing. They need somebody else to score. Like, Steph is going to get his, but they're going to need somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're deep. I mean, you got a great defender, and I think he's going to match up well on AD. So, same thing for the Lakers. I mean, I think the Lakers got to get it from Wiggins. Wiggins coming out like MJ in the playoffs. Never been there. Just wants to say hello. Oh my goodness! Watch him go.
Name drop Andrew Wiggins, and then here we go.
I like. There was a couple of people who didn't like his. Some people didn't like his prop bet. His prop bet was like 19 points. I was thinking, like, if he doesn't get 19, they're going to get blown out. Like, he's got to get 20.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he has to get 20 for them to have a shot. There's no way they win without him getting 20.
They're double one.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I got to change my seat up. All right, now we're locked in.
Yeah, changing your chair will make the Lakers better.
Ralphie's already moving
strange
furniture.
text is that?
This is bullshit.
Oh, there you go, Schroeder.
Wow. Great start. Jeez.
Where's
Great
Vogel
start.
with that timeout? Where's Vogel?
Oh, wow.
There you go. Good steal. I think I'm ahead of you guys, so I'll be all right.
Of course you are.
What else is
Yeah.
Of course you are. It's that Delco standard time you're on.
They'll be fine. just started.
Oh.
Ralph completely changed though. His side, we got the side look now.
Oh, I love
Wow.
this. I love this time of year.
But let me ask you guys, who do you think's a tougher out in the Eastern Conference Finals? The Nets or the Bucks? Or the Sixers, that is. What series is tougher? To me, it's the Bucks. They just match up better. I'm curious to see what everybody else thinks.
I'm sorry. Like I get the whole superstar, the big three. I understand it, but I think given what you're going to have to do in the playoffs, I think the Bucks are a better team.
And I also agree with the Bucks as well. I mean, the Nets have no defense, and the Nets are going to have that tough road to the Eastern Conference Finals, assuming that we encounter them. But yeah, it's got to be the Bucks. They always put up a huge matchup against us.
Splash.
What was
Not looking good.
I'm watching all you boys' reactions as I'm catching up on my feed. What was the question again? Who's a harder out for the Sixers or just?
Yeah. What team's tougher to you in the Eastern Conference Finals out of those two? The Nets, Bucks.
So everybody knows I got the Bucks winning the whole thing, right? So obviously, it would make sense that is the Bucks, but I'm trying to think of that Brooklyn team against us, man. It's just like, how do we match up against them off, defensively versus them offensively? Because it's going to be ISO all day, right? Are we going to see a Bucks, a Nets team that runs as a team, or are we just going to see, ISO ball, pick and roll with your stars and just kind of try to get other people involved while you're doing your thing? Yeah, so I got to agree with you. I think the Bucks are a better just overall team, right? They're deeper than Brooklyn, and they have the most familiarity with us too. Outside of Drew, but all that whole team has played us before numerous of times. So that familiarity will give them an edge as well.
Oh, yeah, and their size.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their size for sure. I feel like that's, somewhat obvious, I think, from a size, but I'm thinking of other intangibles I can think of.
Yeah.
Well, and Tom, you brought up something on Monday, which is spot on, that I think a lot of people aren't realizing. The Bucks are probably the only team out there that wouldn't have to double Embiid just because of their size.
Yeah, they wanted that. They tend to not run the double at him. So I don't see why they would with Lopez, who's always done a good job on Joe. I mean, that's why, I'm not saying he's going to stop him, but he's definitely going to slow him down maybe to a point, and that's why they concern me. Like, it's not even like, yeah, they're big, but we're big too. So like our size, we're both. That's why I think we both give the Nets matchup. We create matchup nightmares for the Nets. Both Sixers and Bucks. I just feel that way about both those teams because they're very similar basketball teams, right? Like they really are. There's a lot of similarities between how the Bucks go about their business and the Sixers. Both are great defensively, are 1-2 in defensive efficiency. So you look at that, and that's a dogfight. Like that's a dogfight against a team that's been to the Eastern Conference Finals before, which makes me a little nervous. Because it's like, is it their time to get over the hump? You're right, or do they continue to fall a little short? So it would be interesting to see that series, and that one scares me more. Like I think we beat the Nets in 6.
It's true too, Tom. And I feel like just because the Bucks were a little bit quieter, and granted, like there's a lot. I mean, Giannis was hurt for a little bit. Drew was out because of the COVID, and not that they were the only team that had injury issues. Obviously, that was pretty much every team in the NBA, including the Sixers and the Nets. But I think that people were not really talking about the Bucks because you have the splashier team in the Nets, you have the 1-seeded Sixers, and I'm not even saying people were talking about the Sixers like they should. It's like, okay, everyone's kind of already put it as a shoo-in that the Brooklyn Nets are winning it, which. Again, I get it because of the talent that they have leading the team. But let's not forget that the Milwaukee Bucks, not just last season, the last 2 seasons, have been talked about as the team that should not only come out of the East, but could possibly win the entire thing. So I think because they've disappointed the last couple years and because they aren't the flashy team this year, I feel like nobody's really given them the respect that they deserve.
No, they've gotten overlooked a little bit. I mean, part of it is them starting slow. You know, good shot.
Yeah, it was a great shot, LeBron.
But yeah, I mean, I think part of it's that. I mean, the Bucks came out to a little bit of a slow start, and then the Nets go and make the move they make, and I think that really just like overshadowed more Sixers Bucks for a little bit. And again, the Bucks weren't playing that good, and then they went on a big run there later on in the year that started making people like sort of pay attention to them again, right?
Yeah.
You know, that's the Bucks' whole season in a nutshell. And then I think people are now like when they got like a game and a half back from everybody, it was like, oh, okay, they're here. Don't forget about them. You know what I mean? And that's sort of how the Bucks season went. It was strange.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll ask you guys this too, to Tom's question as far as, you know, the Bucks and obviously the Sixers. Oh, wow. Brick show, bro. Jeez. I mean, is he okay? I mean, maybe he needs to take – I mean, is it the ankle? It might need to be the ankle.
This is such bullshit start right now.
I know, Ralphie, the guy who invented the play-in.
Ralph, you're completely taken out of the game right now, Ralph.
What happened?
I said you're completely taken out right now. Like, it's just – you're just
you don't
out.
know what to do. You don't know what to do with your hands.
I mean, Andrew Wiggins is hitting threes like he's Ray Allen right now in people's mouths. This is insane.
And they're doing it the right way. They're doing it without Steph.
Yep.
I mean, you know what I mean? Everybody's stepping up. Everybody's hitting big shots. I like it. It's you know what I mean? This is basketball, right? It's a long game. It's a game of runs. You know what I mean? So I'm not too worried about it. I got money on the Lakers, so I'm not sweating it. I'm not sweating it too yet. I'll tell you what, Davis looks like shit, though.
Who?
Davis. He's been a couple. He missed that open three that went in and out, and then he was close to the cup, and it just didn't roll in.
Heat check Wiggins.
Yeah, big time heat check.
I was going to ask you guys, just based off of trust in the playoffs, which three players kind of grouping do you trust more? Giannis, Middleton, Holiday, or Embiid, Simmons, Tobias?
Ooh.
Which trio do you trust more in the playoffs?
Well, I'm always going to lean on the side where Joel's at. So, I mean, that's just me. I mean, Giannis is healthy in the postseason and has underachieved. So, Joe's just, you know, a little combo, maybe a little underachieving and never really being like 100%, which isn't an excuse. It's just the way it is. Like this feel like the first year he's 100%. I'll take a healthy Joel Embiid and whatever two other guys you want to throw with him.
What was the first pairing, right?
It's Giannis, Holiday, Middleton against the Sixers' big three.
That's so tough because all three of those guys on Milwaukee really don't shy away. And I'm going to go Milwaukee on this one as well, just because of the factor with Ben Simmons. You know, you still don't know what you're going to get from Ben Simmons night in and night out, especially in the playoffs, because we all know he tends to disappear. So I'm going to go Milwaukee on this one. I like that three better.
Nate?
Yeah, I'm with Ralph here, and I think he hit it on the nail. It's Simmons. And once again, I think I said it last week, man. Middleton is so underrated. Like he's so underrated, man. He can shoot mid ranges almost over everybody. Like it's just insane. Like I've seen him take, you know, Embiid, do a little step back, make a little space, boom, hit Simmons, little step back, boom. Like his mid range is just it's insane. You know what I mean? So I'm actually with that 302, to be honest. And just because it's Simmons. Now, if you had, you know, Harris in there, well, you do have Harris. Who I'm trying to think of the who would take a place for Simmons, but then you just can't take anybody from Simmons.
Yeah, I was gonna say who would I mean Danny? You know what I'm saying? Like just because of the two championships. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't either.
Or 3 championships, I should say.
Correct.
All
Yeah.
right.
Let's go.
Frank?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's Milwaukee. I mean, we've seen what Ben Simmons has done, as much as I would love to have the Sixers, but we've seen what Ben Simmons has done in the playoffs. I mean, Ralph hit it on the head.
Well, even
So my question would be then nobody here has the Sixers going past the Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't.
I have them in the finals, but I have them playing. I had them playing Brooklyn though, in the Eastern Conference.
I
Finals.
have the Sixers in the NBA Finals beating Milwaukee in 7.
Yeah, I just don't know how. Like, I know how crazy Giannis is, right? Like, I truly do.
Yeah.
But with Ben and Joe both on the court, they've always given him fits. Always. And I got the best player in the league right now. Like if we're out here, you know, if we're thinking, you know, we're saying Steph Curry going to be a Lakers team that really is at least a top 4 seed without the injuries. We can all agree on that, okay? And we're saying one guy's going to go beat them, right? Then we should have that same conversation for Joel, because the dominance is on the same level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the production, the points per game, the field goal percentage, all on the same level. Which is crazy when you're talking about a big man. I mean, it's crazy because you're talking about a guard that can shoot the lights out, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the production, the dominance is on the same type of level. So, and I'm not saying Giannis isn't, but who's had a better year this year? Like Joe has, right? Honestly, Tobias has a better year than Chris Middleton has. Chris Middleton's had a really up and down year, and I like Chris Middleton. And I think it took Drew a little bit to get familiar there, but like, I don't know. I like Drew,
Yeah, but to that, Tommy, though, you know that Drew Holiday isn't going to disappear, though. That's the thing.
Do I know? Do I? I mean, Ben Simmons is a better player than Drew Holiday. I'm sorry.
He is. But throughout the game, though, Ben Simmons cannot be found sometimes. He disappears. You can't have that in the playoffs.
I disagree that he's better than Ben Simmons is better than Drew.
Okay. Right now in their career, Ben Simmons to me is a better overall player than Drew Holiday. I like Drew Holiday, but Drew Holiday's not we're acting like Drew Holiday's an all-star. Like Drew Holiday's a very good player in this league for a long, long time. But like anything more than that, he's not. He's not. It's not like he's been overshadowed because of it. He's been the main dog on teams. Like I like Drew, but like you know, in New Orleans, like they didn't win none. If he's so great, they're at least going to the postseason. Freaking then they have AD to 1 year with him. So it's not like he's never played with guys. I like Drew, but I think we overrate him in Philly a little bit too much than what he is, which is a very good point guard. And more than that,
yeah, it's tough to say. It's tough to say. This is the first good team he's been on, in my opinion.
True.
Solid team, and you know Ben's been around a little bit, and we've had some solid teams. You know, and then you got. You know, he's never played. This is the first time he's played with an MVP caliber team. I mean, player, right? Ben has had that luxury for a long time, so it covers up Ben's deficiencies because there's Joel Embiid down there. You know, and Drew is a little bit different. I give the ceiling more to Ben because we know Ben can still evolve more offensively. We know what Drew is, right? We know what Drew is. Drew will get you 15, probably 7, and he'll play good D on your wing, right? And he's a smart player. So we understand that from Drew. So Ben has a higher ceiling, but at this moment right now, and we're going to see this in the playoff games come around. You know what I mean? I think I actually go against you there, Tom. I think Drew is a better player there because we've seen Ben in the playoffs, and
so
he talk about hit or miss. You know what I mean?
So Nate, you're saying that Drew is a better player, not based off of either one of their ceilings, but based off of their floor. That Drew Holiday's floor, it's not going to be a disappearing act to where in the playoffs,
Correct.
Ben Simmons could sometimes be a disappearing act or even a liability at times. That's what you're basing it off of?
Yeah, because I mean, if Drew falls, it's because his shot's off, right? He just he's not having a good game. Like Ben disappears. Like how many rants have we seen with Tom saying, "Oh, Ben only took 6 shots in the whole fucking game." You know what I'm saying? Like he disappears. I don't think you're going to see that from Drew.
But we don't know. Like we're assuming that he's not going to be engaged in every postseason game. I gotta feel like this guy's got a mirror. You know what I mean? Like I gotta have a feel that when postseason clicks on that he's trying to win. Because all he talked about in every postgame presser this year was like, we're trying to win a championship. We want to win a championship. So I gotta feel and pray to God that because what's the given? The given he's gonna play great defense. That's a given. It's a given. And Drew's not gonna play to the level of defense that Ben can. We just know that. All right. I'm not saying Drew's a bad defender because he's not. I'm just saying he's not at the level of defender Ben Simmons is.
No. Ben is a great defender. Drew is a very good defender. You know what I'm saying?
But Drew's not as good in transition as Ben is because not many guys are. No. Right. To me, he's not as good as facilitator as Ben is because honestly, not a lot of guys are. Right. But what's the difference? I mean, Drew's willing to take a shot. We get that. So I mean, that's like the difference maker. Nate, I just gotta hope this guy's got a feel for freaking life. But even if we don't want to talk about them two, the
prayer service would be is for Ben.
Yeah.
The prayer service would be for Ben.
It's gonna be because he's got a better year than Middleton in Doc's system. Now the big thing is what playoff Tobias are we getting?
Correct, Tommy.
But hold on, you can say the same shit for Chris Middleton too. Because they came up small. They were the number one seed the last two. Bye, girl. So in reality, they came up small in their last two postseasons.
And so much so, see, that's it. That's the thing. That's why I asked the question, because it's not based off of Giannis against Embiid or even Ben versus Drew. It's Toby versus Middleton. That's the discussion. That's kind of tiebreaker because, to your point, Tom, Middleton disappeared so much over the past 2 years in the playoffs that before Giannis signed that extension, all the media experts on ESPN and all that, they were speculating that he wouldn't re-sign in Milwaukee because Middleton wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? That's how much of a quote-unquote liability he was. And Middleton's still a very good player.
It's fair. And it's fair because you have to have you got to have a Robin, right? You got Batman, you got to have a Robin. You know what I mean? And he wasn't, you know what I mean? He wasn't Robin. I don't know what he was. He was Batgirl, you know, the way he was going. You know? So and that's no slouch on Batgirl because Batgirl gets busy too, you know, at certain times. So but what you connect with Batman is obviously Robin. So I mean, yeah, I hear you, but I like the Bucks because just for that point, right? They've been here before. They've been to the Eastern Conference Final. They knows what it takes, and they have a tough road, man. If it plays the way it goes, they got Miami, then they'll get Brooklyn, and then they'll get us. That's a tough slate to go through.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
That is a tough slate.
Corey Kluber no-hitter, by the way.
Yep.
Another one?
Another no-hitter, and it's already May. We got 6 no-hitters. That's
insane.
Unreal.
Major League Baseball hitters to get executed. I said this right here. Like the whole launch angle, analytic bullshit, execute it right now. Okay? Because you're hurting the game. You're hurting the freaking game. Like when putting a ball in play and being a great teammate and hitting the ball the other way, taking it where it's pitched, right? When the game was about making contact and barreling a baseball up, the game was way better than it is today. And I love Major League Baseball, but this is a crock of shit. This shouldn't be happening. This should not be happening. Because it's a lack of approaches. It's a lack of plate discipline. It's a watch me hit a ball 400 feet fucking dog and pony show, and this is what you get. This is what you get. People say, oh, Tom, it's great for the game. A lot of no-hitters. No, it's not.
It's watering it down. It's watering it down.
Corey Kluber's on a no-hitter at this point of his career. Get the frig out of here. They were just running him out of New York 2 weeks ago.
That's crazy. Another one though.
Well, even the guy from last night on Detroit, isn't his career? And I know it only tells half the story based off of like the career record, but wasn't it like 9-25?
Yeah, something crazy like that.
Right?
Like
Wade Miley's been Wade Miley's been everywhere.
Everywhere.
Good for Wade. But he's just a guy. He has no right throwing no hitters at the big league level. You understand this? A no hitter. Like, you know what I mean? 27 outs, nobody get a damn hit off a journeyman. What are we doing? Have a damn approach. Like, because everybody wants to launch a baseball, right? Hit underneath the baseball, have bad at bats, right? Like, It's just it's becoming a bad product offensively. They think it's a great product because their home run numbers are up, but in reality, it's becoming a bad product. It's complete opposite of what they think they're getting.
What's the dude from Detroit? Got it yesterday?
Last night, yeah.
Last night, yeah.
Technically today. So there was 2 in one day. Technically, if we're gonna be, because I think it was official at like 12:30 last night. So technically, we had 2 no-hitters within 24 hours.
Freaking Joe Snow's throwing no hitters. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's just bad. It's whatever. Like,
no, to your point, Tom, the launch angle is single-handedly ending careers, Scott Kingery, and it is watering down some of the most special accomplishments in baseball, like the no-hitter. Because to your point, and not to get into this lengthy baseball discussion, but like, in my opinion, somebody who's just a fan of the game, I don't coach or anything. To me, I understand the whole, it's going to raise home run numbers, but it's removing the middle ground. It's like, okay, it's either you're increasing home run numbers, but correct me if I'm wrong, Tom, you're also increasing strikeout numbers.
Are you increasing home run numbers when in reality, think about common sense, right? Major League Baseball preaches extra fucking velocity to everybody, right? And I tell my kids this all the time. Just think about this, right? All you hear is exit velocity. Well, what's the hardest way I'm going to hit a baseball? By cutting that mother, you know what, in half. All right, not in underneath of it. Yeah. The hardest way I'm going to hit a baseball is by squaring it up. And guess what that baseball is going to do when I have power? It's going to go out of the ballpark, or it's going to be lined in the gap for a double. Okay, that's common sense. So they can take this whole launch angle, exit velo stuff and shove it, because hitting underneath a baseball is not your hardest hit. It may go your furthest, but it won't go your hardest. So buy a clue. Oh, it gets me so frustrated.
I'm posting this in the morning. I'm literally gonna call it Coach Tom's public service announcement.
Because it is. It's bad for the game. Nobody steals bases anymore. Nobody hits and runs. Nobody bunts the ball, right? People are shifting so far right. I mean, you can't even go any further. They say, lefty's up. I'm going to take everybody on the other side of the field, right? Dude, I would bunt 500 times a year. Stop what you're doing, because I'll bet 1,000. And then I'll just keep laying it down. I'll just work at BP all day. We be drag bunting all day for hits. So it's
I don't know why guys haven't done that more often in their careers.
Because it's selfish. It's a selfish product. It became selfish. It became look at me, hit home runs. You got guys who bet 220, they hit 40, and people around baseball crown them. Okay?
Because they have 2 home runs that went 455 feet.
Exactly. I want a guy, and people tell me batting average is irrelevant. No, it's not.
Oh, God.
No, it's not. Like, I want a bunch of guys. I want guys that have high averages, and yes, have high on base percentages as well, right? And slugging and all these numbers. I get it. Okay, I'm not telling you don't hit home runs, but if you hit line drives are going to go out of the ballpark, right? If you hit pop ups, you're going to get underneath the baseball and you're going to strike out, and etc. It just doesn't make sense.
What was that big deal with LaRusso? With the dude, he what was the deal with that? Like, the game was over and they were.
Yeah, it was like 15-4, and the Twins brought in like a positional player to pitch, and
it was like an unwritten rule.
And Mercedes just hit a 400-foot bomb
on a 3-0 count.
Yeah.
The whole issue stems from him giving him a take sign 3-0, and him swinging through the take sign 3-0, and then hitting the home run. So why Tony's really upset is because he didn't listen to the sign given.
Yeah.
And that's where Tony's frustration is you know what? I'm gonna call him out a little bit. So
okay, I see.
To Tom's point, it's like the famous quote from Major League and Major League 2, Coach Lou.
Great game. Great
talking
movie.
to Willie Mays Hayes. Put the ball on the ground. Put the ball on the ground.
Well, I mean, if you think about this, I'm not saying hit ground balls, but a ground ball will take a bad bounce. A fly ball doesn't take a bad bounce. It's just, you hit a ball hard on the ground. I mean, that's right. That guy's close to him. If you got exit velo going on and you're hitting BBs, I don't know. I just think that the pure hitters, there's just not as many, and it's a watered down product of a bunch of guys trying to hit the long ball, and it's just gotten bad.
Who's a pure hitter right now? Is it only the person that jumps in my head is the dude from who is it? The Blue Jays, Guerrero. What's his name?
Oh,
Vlad
Vlad
Jr.
Guerrero, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Trout's a pure hitter, obviously.
I mean, like the best player in baseball. Though.
Otani takes the balls to all fields.
Insane, dude. Yeah.
Altuve was never a launch angle guy.
Acuna, would you put Acuna in that?
I mean,
Right?
yeah. I don't think Acuna's trying to launch angle. I think he's trying to rip a baseball, absolutely rip a baseball in half. Freddie Freeman, maybe one of the purest hitters in baseball, nobody will ever talk about.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of really great hitters out there. Don't get this twisted. But for all of them, I give you a laundry list of guys who bat 220, who hit 30, that get circle jerked around Major League Baseball. You know what I mean? Well, look at his socket. Look at his socket.
You want to name names?
No, I don't care enough to name names. One sits right here in Philadelphia, and Reese Hoskins. So I mean, it's just like strikeouts are bad. Strikeouts are inning killers. Nobody ever wants to talk about this. Like, put this on the tape too tomorrow. Strikeouts are inning killers. You understand this? It's the biggest thing, it's the biggest change of momentum in sports. Essentially, can be when guys are just K'ing. Like, and when guys on base, I mean, I guarantee if you look at the strikeout rate with guys on third base with less than 2 outs, I would tell you you're probably really disturbed. You're probably really disturbed because it doesn't go the way you think it should. All right, and that's bad. That's bad. Like the whole thing with runners on base, put a ball in play. Right? Make a guy make a play and make a throw.
What about the dude from the pitcher from the Angels? How you like him? He's like I saw his odds. His odds went from like 700 to now like plus 100 to be MVP.
Who, Otani?
Otani, yeah.
Oh, he's a freak. I mean, there's freaks who can launch angle you all day because they're great.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, dude, like you're great. You're great. You can maybe do other things. But these guys that get there like this, though, Nate, that get to this level, they got there doing it a certain way. So a lot of times you're going to see these, these hitting coaches change up, and that's where you see guys just struggle and stink. I mean, you see it because it's like it's not. I know Yelich isn't a launch angle guy. I mean, they're around, but there's too many guys that it's just talked about too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hitter, like, why would I want that talk to me as much? Like, I want to hit the balls hard to all fields, right? I want to stay on baseballs. Like, the hardest hit I'm going to have is a baseball I split in half and hit it where it's pitched, right? Like, if you're pitching me in the outer half and I rip that ball center cut. So what's my best way to get there? My best way to never getting there here. I want to keep my barrel through the zone as long as I can.
Yeah.
I want to ask. So Yusuf joins us. Hi, Yusuf. He says, "Good evening, gents. Looking forward to the possibility of seeing you guys in round one of in the Wells Fargo Center. If the Sixers meet the Wizards, Yusuf, how many games you see that going? As a Wizards fan, we gave our thoughts earlier. As a Wizards fan, how do you see that series panning out?"
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out real quick about our boy Yusuf right now.
Yep. See if he comes back in whispering.
Yeah, he'll come in telling me like, Bradley Beal's going for 35 a night. They take you 7. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, okay, Yusuf, I love you, but you're wrong.
Take it off.
Uh-oh.
He says 6.
Here we go.
I'll say 5, and that's about it.
6.
I mean, it could go 6.
I will also say 5.
I don't know where they're getting these wins at.
No. I mean,
Right,
Bradley Beal walk right now? I mean, can he even walk?
It's a sweep. It's a sweep.
Yeah.
The Pacers maybe get one on us if they go,
Yeah.
but we'll sweep the Wizards for sure. What was their record? Like 30-38 or 33 and like 39?
I think there were 2 games under 500, I believe.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, everybody fell in love because they got hot late, right?
Yeah.
They
They
got
got
real
real hot. Yeah, they
and
did.
credit to that, right, guys? Credit to that.
Oh yeah. Well, we talked about it before the year. I think 99% of us had the Wizards sneaking into the playoffs, and a bunch of people called us crazy. So we kind of talked about it.
I think I had them as the 8th seed to begin the year.
Same.
I did have them in the play-in range, but it's been so long since we talked about where the teams were. I did have the Wizards as a play-in team, if not somewhere between the 6 to 8 range.
David Zaleski asks a really great question, and I'll kind of spin it off of David. So David says, from the West, which team do you want to see if you're the Sixers in the finals if we make it there? So a kind of twofold thing. Number one, which Western Conference team do you think gives us and the fans? Because I know Tom was talking about this on Monday. Like, what would the NBA want to see? What gives us the best storyline? Sixers versus who in the West in the finals?
It's got to be the Lakers. There's so much history there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Switch.
Yeah. Adam Silver once somehow, some way, wants the Lakers in the NBA Finals. For me personally, outside of my prediction of a Lakers Sixers NBA Finals, I think another intriguing storyline finals would be with the Nuggets, Jokic versus Embiid, the matchup that we really wanted to see so many times, but we never got to see it during the season. So I would love to see, the potential, the MVP and Nikola Jokic taking on our MVP, Joel Embiid, in the finals, and I think that'll make a very entertaining matchup.
Ralphie, how's
MVP caliber players at it?
Ralphie, how's Kuzma doing over there? How we feeling?
Just make one. That's all we want.
One basket at a time, right?
Jesus, man.
Yes,
How many open looks?
Ralphie.
Yeah, they're cold. They're cold right now.
Yeah, right, Tommy?
Yeah.
Jeez.
What did you say, Tom?
I said he hasn't made a three since Lonzo left. Like, really, I feel like that's when he could play a little bit. It's weird.
He's more haircut changes than.
Well, LeBron came in, your buttholes get tightened up.
Yeah,
Why would a guy like that?
Nope.
they're cold right now. They're completely ice. You know what I mean?
So you guys on the left say Lakers. Frank, you say Nuggets. I'll throw. Honestly, I think.
Or the
Other
Clippers.
than
The Clippers.
The
Yeah.
Clippers, yeah, because obviously us against Kawhi, Doc versus his former team, and it still gets that LA vibe in there. Obviously, that's the adopted stepchild of the Lakers and the team that's never even sniffed the Western Conference Finals, let alone the finals. But I think it would be a really entertaining series. Obviously, they're two very talented teams. And you have all of those storylines from, a bunch of different eras, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. Like I said, the Lakers make sense, right? It was 20 years ago with AI, so you can bring back some of the stars. Obviously, with Kobe going to the Hall of Fame, you got that angle too. You got Shaq, you know what I mean? So he can talk about Embiid. So there's a lot of storylines there. And then you could even go back farther, with the Magic, the Doc, games and stuff that I think in '83 we beat the Lakers, right? Was that I believe we beat the Lakers in the finals.
We
right?
did, yep.
An offensive foul.
We beat Showtime that year.
Yeah, we beat Showtime that year. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So,
my God.
Mo Cheeks and all that. So that's a lot of rich history with there. And then, like you said, you go back to the Clippers. You got obviously the Kawhi kind of revenge talk, and then you got Doc coming back, and then you got the star power in that too. Right, none of the other teams really have that star power than anything on the Lakers show.
Could you imagine
on LA?
Imagine the goosebumps. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. Game 1 in Philly of the finals, Sixers-Lakers, and Allen Iverson is ringing the bell.
Oh, for sure.
Sitting courtside. Oh my God.
Yes,
for sure.
Oh my God.
For sure.
I mean, AI is going to be sitting courtside pretty much every playoff game anyway. As soon as it's full capacity, you can bank on that.
We win the first game and we lose the next 3.
How about this?
Oh my God.
How about this against the Clippers? That's Tyrone Lue coming back, and all they did was show the video of him stepping over Lue.
Oh my God, I forgot about Tyronn Lue.
Yeah, another storyline. Like there's so many storylines, bro.
We got to get to the final. We got to make sure we get to the finals. There's so much at stake here.
So many.
Honestly, even if it was Sixers Jazz, because of the Jazz, everyone hates the Jazz, but it's like we have that little rivalry with the Jazz from the last couple of years.
Yeah, the whole not a rookie and
also Embiid versus Rudy too, as far as the two centers.
Yeah.
By the way, we would take care of them at 5. By the way,
Jesus Christ, they're not shot.
Is Mitchell coming back? Is Mitchell playing?
Yes.
Is he back for the first round?
Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be back to shoot 40 shots.
Yeah, for 26 points.
And I've seen him.
Ethan, it's all love, buddy. All love, Ethan.
He's weird to me, man. Like he
Donovan?
really, yeah, man. Like he doesn't look like he does anything special, but I've seen him drop 40. You know what I mean? Like it's just insane. He looks.
I think
oh my God.
he's a very good player, but I don't think he can ever win a championship being the best player on his team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the two-way game. And by the way, I mean this is getting.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. We need Marc Gasol in there, dude.
Hey, I told you on
with veteran
Tuesday, put
presence,
some
dude.
respect on his name. I told you, Ralphie. You were talking down about him.
Like I need somebody that can at least like not clog the paint up. You know, can at least shoot the three balls. A big man would be nice. Golly.
What about that hot shot sign?
Basketball. I mean, this is the worst.
It is, Tommy. It is.
Wow. Wow. I mean, this dude already had a pre-set up loss built in LeBron James. You know, I mean, he couldn't have blown Steph Curry anymore before the series started. So he already had his built in, like, well, it's the MVP. But either way, I mean, the Lakers are going to move on, Ralphie, because I don't think there's any shot Memphis beats them. I mean, I guess there is if the Warriors do. But, you know, Warriors are getting done without Steph right now. So,
yeah,
that's a big question mark. We wanted to see how their bench played when he went out, and he hasn't played great when he was in. So, really getting it done in different ways.
And I think Draymond said this before the playoff night. Now, what he wants to see the Warriors. He wants to see the Warriors in a 7-game series. You know what I mean? They don't want to see them, especially with, the way Steph's playing. Did you see that stat they put up? Averaging 38 in the last 20, over 40% from three-point.
This whole month for Curry has been amazing.
That why, it's semantics when we talk about like the true best player in basketball, but it's Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? Like Embiid's great, Jokic is great, all that, but God,
that's not fair.
Why?
It's not because he did it for a month. I mean, in reality, like he didn't have
his life.
He didn't have a great year. He didn't have an overall great start to the year. You know, he wasn't like this. I mean, he got hot at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, like I said, these other guys have been pretty dominant all year, and you know, both got their teams essentially 1 or 2 or top 3 in their conference. So I don't know.
No, I'm not saying he should be MVP or anything. I'm just saying the hottest player in basketball over the past month.
You said the best player in basketball.
Right now, it's Steph. Yeah, right now it's Curry. Yeah, I think so. Right now. I'm not saying it's been since December. I just think right now the best player in basketball going into the playoffs is Curry. Honestly.
That's fair to say that.
I mean, he's the hottest over the last month, but I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, he can get taken out of games too, without, you know what I mean? He can, you can box him. You can do some things to him to slow him. At least we never did it.
Either hit him or Tatum. Even though Tatum's been volume, but Tatum is showing up.
I think this is my problem with everybody. This is my problem with the whole world. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to fall in love when there's 2 big men that play at this caliber in the National Basketball Association. I'm not out here going to fall in love with the guard play. We got to. This is like the analytics in baseball, right? And the change in how baseball changed and turned into launch angle and all these other things. Everybody wanted to be the Warriors because of Steph. He's generational. Nobody's ever going to question that, right? He's one of the greatest shooters we've ever seen. Nobody's ever going to run from that.
That's not the greatest.
Yeah, and he's a winner. I don't want to say greatest because there's other great shooters. I'm not going to put down one of the greatest shooters ever too, and Larry Bird or Ray. There's a lot of great shooters, right? So I'm not saying he's not right there. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. The way he creates his own shot, his dribbling, the way he runs off the way he runs off screen. He's different like that. He's different. He never stops moving. But I just want to say right now, those 2 guys are still the best 2 guys going into the playoffs for me because I want to love the big.
Who's the second guy? Who's it? You talking about Embiid?
Well, I'm saying Embiid and Joker. I'm saying those 2 guys.
Okay.
Oh my God, LeBron.
Just because I want to love the big man. You know what I mean? I want to love.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. I thought Embiid was playing at a little bit different level early on. in the year, and he kind of cooled off, and then the other people picked up. You know what I mean? But I mean, to me, the MVP of the league is still Joel Embiid. Like, let's not get it twisted. No,
Yeah,
I'm not taking him away from that.
I think he coasted a little bit at the end, and
Yeah.
he's looking ahead a little bit too, where Steph's in like win now mode. And credit to Steph. I mean, Jesus, God, I mean, he's been phenomenal. Like nobody's running.
He has.
Like I've seen him be phenomenal like this before, so it's nothing new to me. I'm looking at them other two, right, and I'm looking at what they've done, what they haven't done in years past. The two of them. Joker's always been good, like
Yeah,
great. Now
Joker's always been there.
but now you're talking about MVP. Like it's a different level, right? So I just want to put. I just don't want to take away from those two guys who did it all year. When Steph just got hot, like shooters do. I mean, he got scorching.
Yeah.
So, I had him winning tonight because of him. So I'm right there. I'm right there. I don't know if they can win a series.
Yeah, and it's crazy how as bad as the Lakers have been. What are they down? 7?
Down 5 right now.
Down 5.
Now 5.
Like that's what I said, bro. Like this game is about runs, man.
Well, right. Thinking of that, right? This is what I'll say more about Steph, right? Like them other two guys, I feel like all game their presence is felt, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Steph is a guy, and I feel like he's always been like this. As soon as he catches a little bit of fire, he's off and running.
Tommy, I agree with that. And when Curry catches that fire, it's like good night. Have fun trying to stop him because it's not going to happen. And you looked in the past, for the Warriors, this whole 7-year run that they had where they went to the finals, and you looked at the box score at halftime, and Curry or Clay only had 8 points, and you're just waiting for them to go off. End of the game, they both have 30 plus, and it's insane what both of them can do, and they're just special players.
We have seen that. We have seen that with Embiid at times, though, to where we've been on the air and he's had, in the first quarter he's had 3 points, and at the end of the half he's had 9, and then by game's end he has 38.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I agree with you on this, Tom, to where like not to the degree with Curry, to where he can have the first half or first quarter where he's
six.
Yeah. He's doing like this, for example, where his teammates are doing the work.
Yeah, and then all 40, because then one will go in.
Yes, and then he'll go unconscious, and then he'll have 28 in the third, and it's like, okay, this guy's not a person. This is not a human.
I think it is.
But Joe, real quick, Nick, I'm going to forget this.
Go ahead.
Real quick, the thing about Joe, I've always said, and this is why I have him above Steph and above Joker. Nobody in basketball averages per minute what he averages. Nobody.
And he's done it since he was a rookie. And he's done it since he was a rookie, too.
Yes, and he's done it from day one on minute restrictions. Hey, Jay, you can play 18. All right, I'll give you 20. Nobody's ever done that. Nobody. Yeah. That's what's mind-boggling about all the prior stuff with him. Like, oh, my God, if you play 38 minutes, you might drop 50. Like, you might get 50 a night. You play 38 minutes.
Yeah, you might, yeah. I think I saw that stat. That stat came out not too long ago, right?
Yeah, I found this somewhere on Twitter and I
saw that too.
I know we did on A2D. It was like, hold on, I'll just pull it up real quick because it was like that was even crazier because he was the only guy in like NBA history.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Yeah,
in that at least amount of minutes to hold on, I'm just gonna.
And everyone else on that list won the MVP that year, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Allen did it a couple times and only won it once. So since 1996, only 7 players averaged 16 points per game in the first half of games this season. See, that one does whatever to me. That one really doesn't matter, but it's a great list. It's Embiid, Kobe, Jordan, McGrady, Durant, Harden, Iverson. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Good list, babe. The other one's even bigger. The other one is Joel Embiid is the first player in 25 seasons that scored 1,400 points in under 1,600 minutes. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And you say, oh, well, time the minutes. It's always going to be the minutes. I get you. But now I expect them to play 30. This is my last point. I expect them to play 35 to 38 minutes in the postseason, which means go eat, big dog, and let's get me where you got to get me to.
I think he needs more than that. I think he needs more like 35 minutes plus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 35, 30.
If the body can take it, you know what I mean, which I think it can. I'm thinking 35. At least 35.
It's
35 to 38. He's got to play 35 to 38.
My fault. I thought you said 30 to 35. My bad.
No, not postseason. Because Nate, the great thing is we don't want back-to-backs. There's no back-to-backs.
Yeah.
It's a shame, too, because like I agree. And I'm not saying the player I'm going to name is like a freaking superstar by any means. But with having Embiid's minutes up and him being on the court a lot more, I wish there was a way. There's no way possible. I'm not asking for a Twin Towers offense because we didn't see it, and I don't want to see it.
Oh no, you're not wrong, Ryan. Milwaukee is a place that I do that to.
You know what? Wait, what with Dwight and Embiid?
Yeah, Milwaukee.
Okay.
I said this a couple weeks back. I don't even remember. Just in Milwaukee, people were like, shut up. But
I wanted it would be awesome on defense, and they're getting to the line 100 times.
And then you got three guys in terms of Joe, Ben, and Dwight that really create trouble for Giannis getting to where he wants to get to, which is in the paint.
Toby pretty good. Toby's very good too. He's not to that level yet, but he's drastically improved his defense also.
Their whole top 5 is in what was it? Was it ESPN? I think their whole top 5 is in top 10 in categories defensively.
Who the Sixers?
Yeah, by position. I think it was an ESPN thing when they kind of broke down all the teams. And I think when they broke down the Sixers, all the and it's funny, I thought Ben was higher as a point guard. I think he was like 5th or something in defensive efficiency. Embiid was like 6th. But they're all their whole top 5 is in top 10 in defensive efficiency.
Who would you get? Sorry, Nate. What were you gonna say?
No, and I was like, then you get Thibault. I mean, people were fighting it, but I think he was second team All Pro, right?
Oh, that's
all NBA, second team All Defensive NBA, right?
That's Thibault.
Thibault won second team All NBA.
That's the question I was going to ask you guys on. If you went with that. With that 5, for example, where you had Dwight, Embiid, Toby, and Ben on the court, who's that 5th guy, ideally, that you would put on there? Is it Thibault for defense? Is it Danny
or Seth? Because I have too much defense out there already.
And you need a shooter. We need a shooter.
Yeah. You guys have somebody's got to space that out.
Yeah.
Have to, because then you get in trouble. But I would not run that combo for more than like 10 minutes.
No,
show them that walk. You know what I mean? Like I would just show Milwaukee that. Look, that's only if I'm getting pounded on the boards early on in that series. You know what I mean? And I'm getting beat up down low. Then I can say, okay, well, now I'm going to go oppose my will a little bit.
Yeah.
Have we ever seen Dwight and Embiid on the floor?
No, not for 1 minute.
Okay.
Oh, my God. What are these fucking
What's about to happen? Oh, wow. Great pass, KCP. Ralphie, I made a little.
Just don't want it, man. This team just doesn't want it, man.
God damn it. They're 2 for 22. They're ice cold, man. Like it is what it is right now. I mean, like, what are you going to? You know what I mean, like it's such a long game, man.
How do you pass up that shot, AD?
There you go. Come on now. They put up a stat. AD, LeBron, and Schroeder combined.
2
obviously,
for
2 for 22 with only 8 points so far. Yeah. 0 for 6 from 3.
Right. Yeah, they're ice cold, man.
Dave,
and they're what are they down? 8, 7?
7. Yeah,
they're down 7. Yeah. Yep, still 7.
Oh, my God! Never shoot that shot again.
No, that was. Oh God, get off of him, AD. That's a person down there.
I mean, Draymond.
Oh, is Draymond alive? Look at him. Oh my God, he was like in the fetal position.
Oh my God, that's such a flop.
Great call there. You can't allow that.
Goodness.
Come on now.
Get up in his head.
Maintain order, ref. Come on now.
Great play there.
AD's mouthing off.
I think Draymond just got ejected.
This is not what I asked for.
Because there was a technical foul. I had my TV muted, obviously we all do.
Yeah.
There was a technical foul early in the game. I don't know who got the technical the first time.
He's asking for a timeout. What? He said that's a timeout?
There was no technical. My bad.
No, he was yelling. He was yelling. So I don't know. I don't know.
That'd be crazy if he got.
And here we go.
Here we go.
Ralphie, we made you something, Ralphie, and it goes right along with.
No, that's a push off. He did the Jordan push off on the hit. You got to call that.
Push off.
You got to call that.
No push off.
All right, LeBron's got to get going here. I
mean, that one went in, so here we go.
Yep.
Now it won't go in for him because he can get going too.
Yes, he can.
And you guys are way ahead of me.
He looks old.
Oh.
He looks old. Old timer. Hey, old timer.
Well, you know the thing they say about Bron, man. I've heard this from people that I know who played in the NBA and everything. He has no moves. Like he has zero moves. He has no move. He's just bigger, stronger than everybody else.
He's just a specimen. He's that.
Yeah, but like when you see him go to the cup, he's just a bully when he gets there. He has no moves. Like there's nothing there.
And it's the same moves all the time. It's if he's going left, he'll hit you with the Euro, but if he's going right, he'll do the spin. He always does it.
Yeah.
Ralphie, if you guys lose tonight and obviously on Friday, the thing about the show, could this be you next week, next Wednesday, right here?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
But you see what you're coming back out with?
Oh,
the Sixers logo.
I can't take this.
Oh my God.
I can't take it.
Wow.
There you go.
Splash.
And that's the thing that like nobody can do.
No. He shot that over Anthony Davis.
Yeah, like nobody's doing that at his size. But then, you know what it is though too? Like they haven't been in the postseason. You know, they weren't in the postseason last year, so teams still think about them. You know what I mean? Even though they're not as talented as they've been, obviously, right? But I got to believe teams are still like, I don't know, Warriors are in.
That was a great strip. I don't know who that was on the Lakers, but whoever that was a good move.
And for people who talk about no moves, like let's not get it twisted. Like I love LeBron. I think LeBron is a great player. But what I mean, he really don't have no moves. Like he just
Ben, take notes, Nate. Right? Ben, take notes. Like you're big and strong too. You're big and strong too.
Ben
and he's only gotten bigger every year. He's only gotten stronger every year, and he's taller than him.
Yeah, he ain't Brian though.
No, but he's 6'11". He's 6'11", and he's a moose. He's only gotten bigger every year. You think he's not going to be? You think next year he's not even going to be stronger, look bigger than he did this year? Oh, he loves the mirror. Like in terms of seeing himself, he loves in terms of like looking at his body. There's absolutely he gets bigger every year.
They let these boys play, man.
Poole is hitting threes now.
Absolutely, he is.
Golly.
I taught him a thing or two. Ooh, that was wet.
By the way, that Alex Caruso, that should have been a travel.
That was
I don't know.
He took 15 steps.
He threw the ball to himself in the air.
Yeah,
and he went to the alley oop and caught the ball, and then that's a travel. Yeah, you can't.
One more thing. This is what softness creates, and I want everybody to hear me out right now. Okay, when you bitch and moan about postseason basketball and playing games, etc., and you're the best player on your team and in whatever, top 10 of all time, whatever you want to put them, I don't care. But right, this is what you get. You get a lackluster effort because everybody follows your lead and it becomes a woe is me party. Woe is me. We shouldn't even be playing in this. Shouldn't even be playing. This is stupid. Fire somebody. No. You say, you know what? I don't like the playing game, but we got to go to work. That's all you say. You don't talk about firing everybody. Never be 100% again. What is this? The woe is me finale? Like I'm not a per se LeBron James hater. Just because I've always liked Mike Moore doesn't mean I'm a LeBron James hater, right? But the woe is me stuff I can just do without. Like you're too great of a player to be like, well, I'll never be great again, and somebody gonna get fired. Like this is stupid. No,
exactly. It's like I think Nate, you and Ralph, when I came into the event earlier, you guys were talking about like how it would affect his legacy and everything. Like losing, if he loses in the playoffs, for example, it's not going to destroy his legacy, right? But comments like what Tom is talking about, to where like, oh, an ankle injury, oh, I'm never going to be the same again, or oh, how dare they make us be competitive for 2 extra games in a shortened season anyway, that's going to make people look down on him.
The only thing it changes is the conversation. Is he in the conversation with Mike? That's the only thing it changes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Outside of that, his legacy is cemented. He's fine. He's 1B, and to ever lace him up. But the question is, it's always the debate about chips and all that and that. So, I mean, if he loses, it'll just be like he's just not in Mike's circle. I think I forget. I think Kobe said or somebody else said this. there's you go to the Hall of no, actually Dion said this. You go to the Hall of Fame, right? And there's a Hall of Fame table, and there's a table for the VIP in the Hall of Fame. There's a table for just the dogs, right? You know what I mean? There's a Hall of Fame table in a Hall of Fame for the Hall of Fame of the Hall of Fame.
Like a secret room.
You know what I mean? Yeah, right. Like a secret room. You know what I mean? He's got to knock on that door. He don't get an invitation like that no more.
You're right. You're right. Listen, you know what? Mike is 38, 36. Where the hell LeBron's at now? 36, right?
Yeah.
Mike is 36. Like in today's day and age, with like modern medicine and the amount of money you can put into your body, right? It's just different, right? Mike is 38, 36 saying, you know what? You want us to play a playing game? He's so mad about the playing game that he comes and drops 45 on your ass. Even making you have to play in it, and then he says, "You know what? I'm so pissed. We're gonna go win the whole damn thing. I'm not gonna stop." That's the difference that always happens to me.
It will be that same mentality, if let's say if Michael was playing today, and let's say the Bulls somehow got the 10 seed, that 10 seed is going to make it to the NBA Finals and win it. That's that mentality that Michael always has.
And LeBron's a different type of greatness. Like their games aren't the same. Like they aren't. Like he's not as much of a killer as Kobe and Mike are. He just wasn't. He just never has been, and that's fine. He's a great facilitator. He does other things, right? So it's not like he's almost like not. You know what I mean? He does other things on the basketball court too. Is my point about LeBron. And he's a moose knuckle getting in the lane, but he's never been a guy. I mean, he has, but like he's never been a killer per se, like those guys were. There's different games.
Yeah.
Oh! Is that him again?
No.
Who was
Not
that?
Curry.
That wasn't Curry. Was that Curry?
No. 95. Whoever that dude is.
Oh, Toscano.
Yeah.
Juan
Toscano Anderson?
Yeah.
Oh my God! You got
There you go,
Toscano
Schroeder.
Anderson?
Can we get a foul too along with that, please? My goodness.
Nope. Nah.
And here comes this is when Curry's just gonna pull up from the logo. Andy.
Let's see it.
If he hits that three right now, you guys are in trouble. Like with all these
Smothering him.
All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Splash.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Oh,
Ralph.
oh my God!
You just love to see it.
Ralphie, start the bus up to Memphis, baby.
This is nuts, man.
Oh,
Big Moose in the super chat. We thank you, brother. He said, y'all see Doc Rivers on Mike Missinelli today? Says he's not concerned about Ben shooting or being aggressive to the rim. Doc was enabling Ben. I don't like those comments. Who says he doesn't want him? Who says no? Well, he says he's not concerned about him shooting or being aggressive. That could also mean he's saying like he will be. I'm not concerned about him doing that. Could mean that too, Big Moose, right? I don't know. I didn't hear it. I got to hear the way he says it. I got to hear the question asked. I don't know. I got to hear it. I did not. So,
I mean, that question's been asked over and over again. You know what I mean? And I think, I think it's a smart play because it takes away pressure off Ben, right? Where Ben was at a point, right, not too long ago where he was contemplating playing basketball, right, from a mental standpoint. Like he just wasn't in it. You know what I'm saying? So, don't put pressure on the kid. Let the game come to him. Let him play within the system, within the game. And then, good things happen. I mean, what's their record? I mean, what's their percentage? What, over 70% when, Ben, Embiid, and Tobias play all together? So they'll be fine. They'll be fine. I mean, I honestly bitch about Ben. I've been a Ben hater since Ben has been on the Sixers. But I actually agree with Doc here, right? Don't get too concerned with Ben Simmons. We know what the hell he is. I've said this multiple times. You know what Ben Simmons is. He's not going to change up his game. He is what he is. We got to deal with it and see if we can win with him. Period.
and what is the thing that, Ben and Joe have always done together? They win together. Now can they win in the postseason together? And you said earlier on, like he relies on Joe it covers up things, and it absolutely does. Right. But now, did we get the MVP Joel Embiid this postseason?
You need it. We need it. We need it. And I said this before, for the Sixers to go to the NBA Finals, Simmons has got to give you 20 a night. I've said it before. You don't do it without you don't. And this is the point. Going back, when Ben and Joe play, they win. Ben's got to contribute in all facets of the game.
I don't know if he needs 20. I I don't know if he needs 20 because there's enough other like scorers on this roster. You know what I mean? Like last year with what we had, I would agree with you, Nate. But like with Seth and Danny, just in your starting lineup and stuff you didn't have last year like that, I think that allows you to get away with less, right? You know what I mean? As long as you're doing other things well. So I think it just depends. Like I'll just say I just need to know you played, right? Like whatever that may be. Like have your handprint on it, whatever you want to say about it. Like just let me know you were a big part of it.
And I'm gonna defend that and go like you and go on the rant that you would go on. No, he's my star. He's my first round pick. I need a 16-footer, right? I need a little elbow shot. You know what I mean? That's what I need. You know what I mean? I need that from Ben, and I need it every night. Pause.
Oh well, listen, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. That's what the post service is going to be about soon. But you're not wrong. Like he needs to do that. But I also know they can win even if he doesn't. Now, win the NBA Finals, that's a different conversation. I'm just talking about getting out of the East. Like they can. Like with his numbers the way they are all year, if he averages that in the postseason, they can still win.
Yep.
Because the difference maker is Joe's never been this good or played this many minutes per se. The show he's this good. And his game has evolved. For anybody who says it hasn't. Joel Embiid is my son since day one. His game has absolutely evolved. Greatly, tremendously since the cry.
Who says it hasn't evolved?
No, people say it's like he's always been like just as good. Like, you know what I mean? It's like
not at all.
Not at all.
He's always been special. But he's evolved himself into an MVP candidate.
He up until 6 months ago, he was a player that had all the talent in the world, but he didn't know what to do with it. This is the first year where he figured out what to do with it, how to manage it. So as much as he's evolved on the court, you could say that twofold with what he's done off the court to be ready to go on the court. So listen, he's always been talented, like we talked about with, the points per minute or the points on, double the points per minute since the first game that he ever, showed his face here in Philadelphia. He's always been talented. He's always been a freak. But to say he hasn't evolved or this isn't the first year where he's figured it out, listen, again, he's always been extremely talented. But this is the first year where you can say, this guy is that one. You know what I mean? You could argue in the past he wasn't ready for it, whether it was injuries or the sickness.
Yep.
Yeah. I was consistent. Well, one, consistency period is what defines you getting to that level. But consistent toughness too.
Yep.
He's just had a different vibe this year, especially down low. And I think a lot of that has to do with the coaching staff putting him in a position to be successful. Like, hey, dog, go eat.
Yeah. No, I agree. And Big Moose, just what you just put up there, man. Like, you put up that Ben needed, 16 to 18 points per game. That tells me I need to get a couple 20s in there. The average 18, you got to score at least 20. Couple things in there, man.
Yeah, because you're going to have, to your point, Nate, if you're going to get up in the 20s, that means he's going to have at least a couple games where he has 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on. I got an issue with this, though, because this hasn't happened all year for those other two guys, and they've won a shit ton of basketball games to be number one in the Eastern Conference. So I don't like, you're talking about one guy dropping 30 a night. Like, you don't need that from the other guys. But postseason basketball, less points are scored anyway. Like, you already play great defense. Like, my goodness gracious. I don't disagree. I hear what everybody's saying, but I think we're getting a little carried away. We were a 1 seed. We're the damn 1 seed, and the one guy averaged 30 a night. Right? So
the problem is, Tom, when I say that is because there's going to be games where Embiid does not get it going. Right? There's going to be in games where the defense, whatever because we're going to run into some good defense
argument, though. That's a different argument than what you need to average in a series. Feel the room out is a completely different argument than what you need to average in a series, right? So, like, feel the room out is to what you just said, Nate, spot on. There's going to be a night where Joe doesn't have it going on. So, hey, Toby, hey, Ben, going to need you two, right? So I agree. I agree with that. I'm just saying that they asked Toby to average 25 now in the playoffs. I think it's like asking, like, that's not realistic. Like, if we were the 6th seed and then you would say, hey, we need to do this in the playoffs, then I would say, yeah, I agree with you. We got to up our game. No, we got to continue to do what we do well. And that's get guys open looks. That's win in the paint. That's win down low, right? Like, do the things that got us here. I don't think that Tobias needs to go step his game up that drastically offensively. Just be the consistent Tobias you've been all year. You know what I mean? And we're going to be all right. You know, and if Ben can up his game a little bit from 13 a game or 12 to 15, that's a win-win for us, obviously. You know what I mean? It's a win. But I don't think I don't think my whole point was to Big Moose. Like I just thought that was you're getting a little wild with your averages per game, right? Like yes, you might need that in a series, Nate, right? Where Toby might need to give you 25 one night, 25 the next, maybe. You know what I mean? To be able to win, I'm sure that's going to have to take place.
It's all about the biggest thing I agree to Nate is that it all needs to stay status quo with what the trend was in the regular season. If Embiid continues and he doesn't miss a beat, and even if the defense is smothering him, he still does his thing. There's no lull period, whether it's a game or two. And Toby does the same thing, and he doesn't have that drop-off that we've seen in the past, and like you and I talked about on Monday, Tom. I'm not as worried about the Tobias Harris playoff drop-off just because you have Doc Rivers in the building now, not Brett Brown, which I think that's a huge part of it, especially when you talk about the half-court offense, that when you look at Brett Brown's old teams, once we got stuck in half-court offense, we would just get stuck, especially because he would have Tobias Harris and pretty much everyone not positioned where they're supposed to. So if you have the four other main pieces aside from Ben Simmons doing pretty much the same thing they did all year, which led to them being the 1 seed, and I don't know what their exact record was when they were
confirmed. Nate didn't say that. I said that.
Or whoever said it. Somebody said
it. Yeah. You hop on my side. You don't got to go.
No. You had it right first.
No, he did.
Yeah, he did.
You both said it. It's the same. You both.
It doesn't matter. We're all agreeing. We're all going to agree to disagree on this.
Yes.
Because what he's saying and what you're saying is not wrong. There's going to be nights where Toby needs to give you 25, and he has this year. On nights Joe hasn't played great. So we've seen that from him. We've seen Ben show himself at times, right, when Joe hasn't gone. Like we've seen it. We've seen Danny or Seth step up. We like I think we're just putting it on those three guys when we realize, our starting five is really good together. And let's talk about all them guys. You know what I mean? Let's talk about all them guys.
I'll give you the perfect middle ground, regardless of who said it. I think we can all agree we just need Ben not to suck. You know what I'm saying? Like if he is just not a liability and he does what Ben does well and everything else is clicking, we're cool. We're cool. Because I would say the biggest criticism and when we get all angry and emotional, not just us, but the fan base, is when Tobias wasn't playing, right, in some games, or Embiid was out. And we were going into a game at 7:00 at night and saying, okay, well, we don't have our two biggest stars. We need Ben to go for 30, and he wouldn't do it. Well, knock on wood, obviously, if we stay healthy, that's not going to be a situation. We're not going to go into a game where we're saying, oh, we need Ben to be our rock offensively. That's not going to be on the cards.
And Jesse, I know we've seen him do that, but like we can't. If we expect something to change in the postseason in terms of like the offensive side, I think we may be asking for a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I'll keep reiterating this. This is a starting five here that might be, in my opinion, it is the best overall starting five in the Eastern Conference. Okay, and the numbers and the defensive efficiency and the win-loss together state that. They do, right? So to me, it's like, can you come beat what we do well? And what we do well, let's do. Like I said this the other night, like people tell me, oh, the game slows down. Like you can't run. Yes, you can. It does slow down, but you can run. Like the Showtime Lakers ran teams out the goddamn gym. I don't want to hear you can't run in the postseason. And that was a hungrier time of basketball. So you absolutely can run up and down the court. So the object is play great defense like they do, right? And let Ben Simmons do what Ben Simmons does in transition, right? They expect him to change in the half court. I don't think you need him to this postseason right away because of what else you have around them. You have four legitimate scorers surrounding Ben Simmons. Remember this. There's four legitimate scorers surrounding him that can score. There's four of them. So
and
I don't think
go ahead, Tom.
No, I just don't think the microscope is on him. It's got to be on him on the defensive side, right? Rebounding, being aggressive, getting downhill, getting guys open looks, and when you do get chances to go to the paint, go and finish and go strong, right? And I think the rest will especially the first 2 rounds, we'll be fine. Round 3, I think we can be fine as well. And then the finals, I don't know, But go ahead, Ralph.
No, I was going to say to the 4 shooters, it's been, this is seamlessly his first year, honestly, having, surrounded by shooters, right? Because it's been, these past 3 years where it seems like you got to get bench shooters, and then obviously this year you go out and you get a Seth Curry and a Seth Curry and a Danny Green, 2 guys that can shoot the 3 really well. So
the last time that we had anything close as far as just shooting around Ben, and I can't believe I'm saying this because you look at the drop off of talent, it was Ben and Joel's first year in the playoffs when you had Redick, Bellinelli, Ilyasova.
Yeah, and not to disrespect one of those guys. These 2 guys are better 3-point shooters.
Absolutely.
Oh, tremendously.
So like from the corner is money. Doesn't miss from the corner. And Seth is just a pure shooter. Like he's going to get open looks. He's going to have opportunities to beat teams in the postseason.
He's starting to get hot too. He's starting to get hot the last couple of weeks. He's starting to figure it out. Yeah,
you're right. That's a good sign. The ball's going in for him. Now, is there going to be times the way we're going to talk about in a minute where he's got to at least look at the rim on a 15-footer and maybe attempt it? Absolutely.
Just make your free throws. Just go in for the layup and make your damn free throws. If you're doing that, then whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't be stagnant on the offensive side of the court in the half court. Yeah. But like I don't know. Like I hate to say it's about a guy who's a first-round pick of the draft, but set a great screen. I don't know. I don't know
what we're talking about now. Setting tough screens. Come on, Tom.
Oh damn!
Set a great screen. Get the fuck out of here.
Because I've hated on this guy about his flaws for so long that we're going into a postseason for the first time as a number 1 seed, and I've always said this in tweets and everything in the last 4 freaking years that this team will go as far as Joel Embiid takes them.
Agreed.
And it's as simple as that. So you have 4 legitimate guys who can play around him. Let's go to fucking work. And we got and stop worrying about Ben. Let us worry when we're actually playing. You know what I mean?
Speaking of not worrying about Ben, our guy Barry in the comments, he's saying, I think we should start Shake Milton instead of Seth to have a better chance at least to get a shot off the dribble. And I would say to you, Barry, just stop. Barry, you listen, the playoffs starting on Sunday. The
guys turn the ball over at an alarming rate, Barry. You know what I mean? I love this. I love Shake. He's going to listen. I like Shake scoring. So Barry's not wrong with that. Like Barry, you're not wrong in terms of Shake being a scorer, but he's turned the ball over way too much recently. And it's concerning. But is he going to be our 6th, 7th man? You better believe it. So, Shake's got to come play. You know what I mean? Like things got to average out. He's got to be in double digits. This bench has to come play. But to start him over Seth, like why would we do that? Like I just told you the starting 5 on how good they've been together. Now we're doing it.
That's Brett Brown. That's Brett Brown 101, like what he did in the Toronto series, to where in between the Brooklyn series and the Toronto series back in 2018, 2019, he switched the entire offensive scheme. Like that's what Brett Brown would do. It's like Doc would say, "Oh well, we were the number 1 seed and we're doing great, but I'm going to change gears here. Shake, you're in."
Yeah.
I don't recommend it, Bear.
If we weren't the 1 seed and we were like 6.
Sure.
I got to get something going. But this guy's starting to go over at an alarming rate. So I don't know why, Jimmy J, you're just obviously a hater because you're all you with the when was the last time a number 1 seed made the finals?
He's got a Tatum picture on there.
Yeah, can I actually show you a dumber comment that Jimmy J put on there, and it was somehow dumber than that.
Oh, wow.
He said Ben Simmons and Embiid played the entire season together last year, 6 seed. Jimmy, Ben had 3 major injuries. He was out 3 separate times. And listen, I love Embiid. He never plays a full damn season. So can you stop? I know the Celtics are struggling. Come on.
He was coasting last year too.
Yes.
Early on. Yes, Howie, I stand by that. Tom said Joel is the best player Doc has ever coached. I agree. He's the most dominant player Doc has ever coached. That's what I said. Yes. Stand by it. Name me who else. You want to tell me Garnett? I want to tell you to knock it off. Knock it off.
Especially
Knock
at
it
that
off.
point. That was at the end.
Yeah, knock it off. Even at the best time, knock it off. All right. When you talk about this year, Joe, compared to any player he's ever coached, I'm going to continue to say, knock it off. What are we talking about? That's just hating, Howie. You've hated on the Sixers every chat you came in. You know what I mean?
Look at this guy, Kawhi.
Kawhi.
How many games did Kawhi actually play when Doc was coaching? 4.
Freaking load managed every fourth, fifth day. Oh.
That wasn't an exciting clap there, Ralph.
Yeah, that was like, oh, we got some. All right.
Oh, yay.
I think that's 2 fouls on Curry. Get him in foul trouble. You know what I mean? Get him in foul trouble.
Sure,
one
Jan.
title, Howie. Garnett. Where are all his titles at?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you said, titles plural. Like there's more than one. There's one.
And one of the first minor and super teams, too.
Yeah.
Correct.
That dude passed up game win. That dude, I love KG. He's a special player and all. He's all famer. I get it, but like nobody passed up more shots and spots when he was a Timberwolf than Kevin Garnett. And it was my biggest gripe on him for years watching him play. Is like, dude, you're the best player on the court. Shoot the ball right there. You need to take that shot. You know what I mean? And we always talk about the last 5 minutes of games, and I saw him pass up numerous like shots where it's like, dude, that's not a good look. It's not a good look.
Foul and 1.
Of course, he gets a call.
And of course, it's like way ahead before everybody found out what happened.
Nobody touched him.
He got hacked. Come on now.
Stop it. Come on. You didn't even feel it.
You don't have 2 with Doc.
I was going to say, neither of those were with Doc. They choked
think
away the friggin' series against the Nuggets with Doc.
Doc's underachieved as a coach.
In the postseason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I keep it 100 here. We all do. I mean, but I love it because he's never had these types of players. Like I said it last night with the guys. This dude came running here for the opportunity. His whole staff, all these guys, all these major assistants that came here. Think about this. All rushed here to be around 2 guys.
Sam Cassell.
Right? Joe, Ben, and you can even say a part 3 in Tobias. They couldn't get here quick enough to coach these guys.
Makes you think, too. It's like if Daryl Morey and Sammy Cassell and Doc Rivers, if they all sprinted to come here for 3 people who one was labeled as just a number 1 pick who can't shoot, a center who can't stay healthy, and a Tobias Harris who can't show up in the playoffs, maybe they're a little bit more than that. If all 3 of those guys who could have gone anywhere in the league, they all sprinted to come here.
Yeah, and I think they will agree with this. I think Doc's old school, like I am, and I freaking really feel like he came here real quick with the opportunity to coach Joel Embiid, and I'll stand by that. You know, when it's all said and done, and we cut the Nets down one day, and 10 years later he's talking about his time here, and that question's asked by A2D, right? He's going to say, "I couldn't get here quick enough to coach Joel Embiid." Right, and he'd probably say Ben too, obviously, right? But really Joe, because that's the big man that's been missing in this league for a while, and the opportunity to know that big men win championships in this league if they're coached right, and they have perimeter shooters around them. Huh. Fucking go, let's go.
Where did Doc play as a pro?
Orlando,
Atlanta.
Where else did he go?
Did he play at Boston?
Boston, yep.
Okay. Okay, that's what I thought.
Right?
I guess this is the time of the show where all the roaches start coming in. We need this prayer service. We're getting too negative. Look at this. Doc will never win a championship in Philly. Unemployed people run the jobs usually. I wouldn't call him unemployed. He could have retired 5 years ago, and he would never have to work again. Let's not. I mean, can we stop?
Unemployed people run to jobs usually.
That's like such a freak.
Oh my God, he left where he was at. He didn't get fired.
Yeah, he stepped down.
Stepped down.
Yeah, he resigned.
He said, "Enough of this crap. I'm out of here."
Mm-hmm.
So that would equal running somewhere. All facts, no agenda.
Here to help.
Well, I think it's about time. After the positivity that I tried to give 2-5, I want to try to give it to him again throughout this prayer service. This one's going to be different because the last one we did obviously was a knee injury. We were almost all in tears, and we really felt like we connected on that one, right? Because that night we felt like the reports came back like, okay, not rep. See, I got a bad vibe from this one though already because I see Mr. Christ himself and the New American Bible, spinoff. What is that? A remake?
Is that a sequel? Is that a sequel?
It is one of the versions of the Bible. Yes.
Interesting. One of them. I knew there was two.
Yeah, you have the King James version. I have a Gideon Bible somewhere hanging around. The guys that drop off the Bibles in the hotel rooms. I got a cut. There's some books somewhere.
What does that mean?
Bibles get dropped off in hotel rooms.
Yeah, the Gideons.
Man, Andy, I don't know, Andy. I can't speak for all religions. I can speak for the one that I'm gonna go to. And I always say, pray to whoever you pray to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jesus, Yahweh, Buddha, Xenu, Muhammad. Yeah, we're welcoming here.
Yeah, come on, Frank, take us home, man.
Yeah, this is Frank to shine. When I started asking for religions, he'll name everyone in the freaking book for us, and not the remake. He'll nail it. Boom. So, I think it's time. We're gonna ask for a couple things tonight, and there's gonna be some players involved in it, I think, and then obviously. Into this game too. You know what I mean? Want to see this knockoff happen. And we're going to talk about how it's going to be a little bit about how far we want to go. But Pastor Arnone, who I call myself through these times, I'm like ordained. You know what I mean? I did something like online. You know what I mean? I just filled out something online. See? Oh my God, where'd that come from? Is that Medea?
Big Mama. Big Mama's house too.
I love Big Mama too. I love Medea though. Medea's great. Medea, I cry. I can't stop crying. I can watch every movie. People say it's corny. I'm like, I'm dying laughing.
I'll keep that noted.
I know it's Tyler Perry.
I'll write that down in the notes for next time.
I want everybody to bow their heads for a minute, and I want you to take 20 seconds.
You too, Ralphie.
Quietly.
Ralph, you got to turn off the lights, Ralph.
Yeah, but the game. Damn it.
Who cares about the game? The Lakers are losing right now.
But the game. No, I can't.
But the game.
Ralph, you got to dim the lights.
The Lord understands.
Dim the lights?
Yes, you got to dim the lights.
That's a three, and we're down by one. Here we come, baby. We're coming back. Let's do this prayer service, baby. Let's do it.
About you have for 20 seconds. Whoever you pray to, please go ahead and do it. And pray for whatever you need. And then we're going to get into some yelling and some wound up. And we're going to get everybody off their feet a little bit here. But right now, pray for what you need throughout these playoffs. Take 20 seconds. Should be enough time. If you need a little more, write it in the comments. But bow your head. And we're going to take 20 seconds starting right now. Just get it out there. To yourself. Feel it. Feel it in your midsection. Let it tingle all the way up through your body. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't have a shot clock here, so continue it for another second.
I do. Hold on.
You got a shot.
Yeah, I do.
What's wrong with you?
Can we give Frank his time here?
We will. I'll get to him with his. He didn't bring the holy water. I'm upset with him right now. All right.
Oh, he's got it. He has it.
You missed it. He was already
Oh,
spraying.
yeah, he was looking at something else. Oh, he's back. Oh, he's back.
Thermos. He has a thermos.
Yeah,
He's
it's in
back.
the thermos.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna.
They don't call me Pope Frank for nothing.
Bro, Frank, I'm gonna need you. to have Ben Simmons attempt a couple 15-footers. I'm going to need him. I'm going to need you. Pope Frank.
There we go. There he is.
I'm running out of steam here with this.
That's why I said pass it on.
I'm losing words with it. You know what I mean? It's we need an offensive explosion once in a while. Be great. Have your handprint all over shit.
Sounds like home. On Sundays, when you're in that thing all day. Just pray. Stand up if you feel it.
Yell out what you need.
Get on up.
Yell it out. You need 20. You need 20 and you yell it.
I need 20 points.
Get the Jenners next steaming out of you.
You need an elbow jumper.
Pray the Jenners away.
You need Joe to have a couple 40 pieces. And not nuggets. Points. Yell it out. Oh, my goodness. And then you got Ralph.
You guys are ready.
And then there's Ralph.
Ralph's watching a dog fight here.
Yeah.
Great for something on this end.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of negative comments in the chat. You know what I mean?
I'm looking for the good word before I get out of here, Frank. You got me?
All
Yeah,
right.
Frank.
So I got a story. A reading from the second book of Kings, verse 23. From there, Elijah went up to Bethel. While he was on the way, some small boys came out of the city and jeered at him. "Go up, bald head!" They shouted. "Go up, bald head!" The prophet turned and saw them, and he cursed them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 she-bears came out of the woods and tore 42 of the children to pieces. Which that means, if you dare insult the Sixers or joke about the Sixers, the Lord will summon 2 she-bears and tear you to pieces. So go Sixers.
I don't know how I feel about that yet.
Yeah, I'm going to let that simmer.
Yeah, I'm gonna let that sit.
I feel like we just summoned the friggin' devil.
I wasn't expecting that.
It's better than reading the passage I got from Ezekiel.
Yeah, I just thought it was going to be some kind of like,
Yahweh and I am.
Yeah.
That's all good, Frank. I feel you.
So about getting over the hump or, go walking on water, it's,
Fellas, I'm going to get out of here, man. Friday night, 10:30, Money Pot. We're back. Haven't had a losing weekend. You thought we lost Saturday, came right back Sunday, evened it up. Almost 4 weeks in a row. We haven't had a losing weekend, man. Make sure you come on A2D Radio, Money Pot Podcast. We're going to be breaking down all the plays for the NBA playoffs coming that Saturday. Come check me out, man. And tell a friend and tell a motherfucking friend.
Later, Nate.
See you, Nate.
See ya.
Later, Nate.
Go, let's go Lake Show, man. Ralph, I got money on it, so let's go Lake Show, baby.
Me too. No money, but hopefully we can get this dub.
All right, well. All right, fellas.
See you, Nate.
Just letting everybody know. Ralph's just letting everybody know he's broke.
That is correct.
Well,
now what do we do?
I think we said enough there.
Yeah.
We did.
We read out a great. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to sleep now because I feel like Frank summoned something.
Something came along. Something's here.
Two she-bears showing up. I don't know.
I don't know.
Just don't insult the Sixers. Don't insult Ben Simmons. Don't insult Joel Embiid.
Like I thought we were gonna prayer for a friggin' a Ben Simmons, like Tyler said, like a Ben Simmons jumper, but then Frank comes out of the woods talking about friggin' bears or whatever the hell.
I mean, I could have read something from Ezekiel. I could have read something about a drunken Noah after the ark. Like I could have read some even weirder Bible stories in here. It's got everything.
Frank, silence, Frank. Marky Mark says, if Ben Simmons wins a chip, does Simmons deserve an apology from the fans media about criticism of lack of a jumper? I mean, what is he? I mean,
does he hit a jump shot though consistently in the playoffs?
No.
On the way to a finals win, you know what I mean?
No. I mean, our guy DJ Eastwood, running back Philly. I mean, he made a video this morning saying that if Ben Simmons just took one jumper the entire playoffs, he would dye his beard pink. So, I mean that tells you right there. What are the chances?
A lot's on the line.
Yeah, he said just attempt.
Yeah, just shoot one. I mean, he can airball it. He's still dyeing the beard pink.
Or even if it's like one of those last second shots that we saw throughout the course of the season. Like if he makes a jumper and somehow goes in, hey, it'll count.
Do you agree with that though, Tom? That he would deserve an apology from the fan base and the media if we won?
I don't think an apology. I mean, maybe like the extremists.
Yeah, people saying he needs to be traded or he sucks. Or he's a bust.
Yep.
Was it the rest of the people that just ask for a little bit more? No,
because I don't think that said group of people. I don't think we're asking for anything crazy. I really don't. Before we jump out of here, and obviously we've got 6 minutes and 22 seconds left in the third, or Ralphie probably has 2 minutes left because he's all the way ahead of us. I just want to get, I know Tom and I, I don't even know if Tom and I did this on Monday. Our thoughts on how each of the first round matchups are going to go, how many games it'll go. And we'll obviously get the interaction from the fam at home also. So let me just try up the standings. And obviously I know, two of these games, the 1 seed games, we don't quite know about yet. Or we wouldn't know any of them in the West yet. But just projecting wise. So for example, I'll just start in the
Box out, man. Come on.
Unfortunately, box out, come on, man, is not one of the teams in the East.
Nets Celtics in the first round. I say this like I don't know the answer, but who's winning and how many games do you see it going?
I am going to say, man, I think, I wanted to see that upset happen in the first round. I just don't see it happen with the Celtics. I'm glad that we're not facing the Celtics in the first round. I'm going to go Nets in. I'm going to say Nets in 5.
Ralphie?
Yeah, Nets in 5. Easy.
Yeah, same. I'm going to jump out though, boys. So have fun. Enjoy.
All right, Tommy.
Long one, but Sixers coming out of the East. So let's go.
Love it.
That's all that fucking matters.
Yes, sir.
Yes, all right. Carry again.
Splash.
Good time to roll out. Sorry, Ralphie.
That's all right.
It's not one and done.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Shit.
Oh, Lakers got it back.
Turnover. It's getting sloppy.
There it is. There you go. Freaking finally.
Who is that? Who shot
Wes
that?
Matthews.
Forgot
he didn't have the throw going.
Yeah.
Have him sometimes. All right, boys. Later.
All right, Tommy.
All right, so we move on. Jesse says Nets in 4. Philly Sports Passion says 6 games because of Jason Tatum. Dennis Kirby says Boston in 6. And fam, keep chiming in, obviously, with your predictions.
Yeah, I was thinking Boston in 6 too. Especially with what I would dub the Brad Stevens effect. But I just think it just ends here. I mean, you lose out on Jaylen Brown. That's a huge loss for the Celtics.
The block.
So I gotta go Nets in 5.
That was Drake doing in the building, Ralphie. Why? Because he can't root for his Raptors because they're like awful.
Yeah. With Michael B. Jordan's next to him too.
Is that who that was?
Yeah.
Next
Let's go. I apologize.
Do you? I don't think you do.
I don't think he does either.
Bucks Heat.
I think when we did our preview video, right, I had Bucks in 7.
Yeah, so I had Bucks in 6.
I too go with Bucks in 6 because I was watching everything in the back end as you guys were making it. So I'm going Bucks in 6.
Knicks 4 seed versus 5 seed Hawks.
Atlanta in 6.
Knicks in 6.
I'll go Knicks in 7.
Okay.
Going back to that other series, Philly Sports Passion has Bucks in 5. Jesse has Bucks in 6. And Miami Heat fan Bryce Blackwell has Heat in 7. Very possible also. Like Ralph and I were saying in our video on Tuesday, you can make an argument for that series. You could say Heat in 6, Heat in 7, Bucks in 6, Bucks in 7. You can argue for any of those. And then in this series, Jesse has Knicks in 7. Dennis says Knicks in 6. Philly Sports Passion Knicks in 5. Bryce says Knicks in 6. And David, going back to the other series, Heat in 5. So no love for the Atlanta Hawks. Ralph, you're the only one that picked them.
I know with your love for Trae Young, Ralph, it's kind of showing for Atlanta.
Oh, we're back.
Marky. And if you guys have any questions regarding the Sixers or any NBA stuff, this is the time, obviously. We're here just watching the game with you guys. So any questions regardless, this is the time for it, if you have any for us. Marky says, what is your guys' possible upset pick in round 1 in the East and West? Well, I would say the easy one is it's Heat over Bucks in the East. That's the most realistic upset. Just because, like, listen, I hate the Celtics, but I would love to see the Celtics upset the Nets. I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
And I really, Sixers fan or not, I really don't see us getting upset.
No.
And then I'm not really, and I have the Knicks beating the 5 seed, even though I wouldn't call either of those an upset just because it's a 4-5 matchup. And then in the West, I'll just lead off with this real quick. A possible upset. Well, I would say it would be out of 2 series, and we don't even know if it's happening yet. I would say Lakers over the Jazz. If that happens, I would say
that's that.
I want to say Warriors over Jazz, but I don't believe in that too much. So I would say if it happened, I would say Lakers over Jazz. I would say that. Yeah,
I would say Lakers over Jazz. I mean, I think it's all set up for, what Adam Silver wants. If the Lakers get the 8 seed, which is as of right now, if the result holds, they'll get the 8 seed. Challenge a really talented Utah team. I mean, they are really good. Just probably the best record in the NBA, first time in team history. Just probably the best Jazz team since Stockton and Malone. So I could definitely see that happen with a Lakers Jazz upset.
Ralphie, other than Lakers Jazz upset, could you see any other upsets? I mean, I know Philly Sports Passion has Mavs over Clippers.
Then that's the one I had in mind, Mavs. But
didn't you have Blazers Nuggets? Didn't you have the Blazers beating the Nuggets?
Yeah. I had that one in
mind.
I was going to say I had that one in mind, but I went on our preview video. I went Blazers over the Nuggets. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nasty asked us a question. He says, question, fellas, not trying to look past this season, but did y'all see the Cavs are possibly shopping Sexton in the offseason? Who has a higher ceiling, Sexton or Maxey?
Yes.
I would say Sexton. I mean, I think Maxey's ceiling is pretty high, obviously, and I'm excited to not only have him, but to see his progression. But I would say Sexton, honestly.
Yeah, and it's weird, too, with Sexton, too, because, they haven't found – obviously, when they drafted Sexton, he played point guard for them, and then the year after that, they drafted Darius Garland, and they didn't know, if Sexton could be that 1 guard for them, and Garland could be the 2 guard, or Garland could be the 1 guard, and Sexton could become the 2 guard. And it kind of clashed heads at some point during the season where, you saw the reports of, some of the players in the Cavs are saying, that Sexton holds the ball too long and he dribbles out the shot clock and he's not a true point guard and stuff like that. So,
he needs drastic improvements. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. So I didn't hear about that. They were shopping him, but
I didn't hear about it either.
I wouldn't be shocked though if they are, because obviously they have another point guard, Darius Garland, that can just slide right in.
It's weird. What would a Colin Sexton trade look like? Well, what
probably
would be
probably a first rounder You know what I mean? A first rounder or like a first rounder with an expiring contract or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I completely agree that
Mhm.
the Cavs would get picks in return, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like, what would a team like? I'm trying to think of a perfect landing spot for a Sexton because it's not like if you're trading for, let's say, a Jimmy Butler or a
Right.
Kawhi Leonard or a Paul George, that like, okay, they're a seasoned veteran that they're ready to win. You know, they're ready to win right now, type thing. Colin Sexton's a very, exciting young player, but I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think
To be
the
honest,
acquisition of him takes a team over the top.
to be completely honest, if the Mavericks don't go out and get a point guard this free agency, I wouldn't be shocked if they kick the tires on Colin Sexton just to see what, and make that trade. Because I know they've been in the market. They want another ball handler outside of Luka, but
Yeah.
I'll be shocked if that happens. But I mean, that's only one team that I can think of. If they don't get a point guard, in a serviceable point guard in free agency. Nice three, LeBron, and we're down by 3. Let's go, baby. Come on, man.
Honestly, I mean, I hear what you're saying, Ralphie, but if the Mavericks, in a year where they're trying to go out and get, they're trying to make a splash, obviously. They've been very honest with that, especially knowing how, God, the Porzingis trade is going for them. I mean, like we were talking about on Tuesday, Ralphie, is this guy alive?
And we're down by 1. Come on, boys. Get multiple stops. I apologize, Ryan.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's a reaction show. You're good.
Yeah.
If they went out and got Sexton and that was their big splash move, I think that's a mistake. They need somebody, and granted, you would need this guy to leave in free agency, but you would need like Kawhi Leonard makes perfect sense for that. Kawhi Leonard makes perfect sense because that's perimeter defense, and that's also, I mean, it's Kawhi Leonard, for God's sakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you just put Sexton along with Luka. I don't know if that makes them astronomically better. It makes them exciting. You know what I'm saying? But I just doesn't move the needle that much to me.
No, I just think my only point was if they don't go out and get one in free agency and that's their last resort. You know what I mean? And trade a first round pick, or maybe like a first round pick and another first round pick, but that's protected, and like for like an expiring contract that Cleveland can get off of. You know what I mean? And now you could have Sexton paired up with Doncic, or you could have Sexton. This might be unrealistic, but have Sexton come off the bench, in Dallas.
I got you. Going back to our first round predictions, and fam, like I said, keep going with the questions if you have any for us around the NBA and obviously Sixers. So we're obviously projecting here.
Yeah.
Regardless of if it's the Wizards or the Pacers, I think we said it earlier, but we'll just do it that way. We round off the Eastern Conference before we go to the West. Sixers in 5, regardless of if it's Wizards or Pacers.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Like Tommy said at the beginning of the show, it's very hard to sweep a team, right? Very hard in the NBA because I think it's only been done, at least for the couple of years now, a couple times. I know the Boston did it in the first round to Indiana that one year when Kyrie was there. And then obviously the second round happened. And I think they got bounced in the second round after that sweep. So, but yeah, the Sixers in 5.
Then you go to the Western Conference, and I'll start with the series that are already set in stone. You've got 3-seeded Nuggets against the 6-seeded Blazers. Ralphie, you already predicted on Tuesday that what would happen in that series?
The Blazers would win. I think I had them in 7. 7, yeah. It was either 7 or 6.
You had them in 6. You had Blazers in 6.
Blazers in 6. I just think Damian Lillard is a beast. And the big loss for Denver is they don't have Jamal Murray. So can Jokic be that type of player? And obviously I know they have Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr., but can Jokic be that that MVP candidate that he's been for the past 3 months now and, put up a 30-point night every single night for them? And can Aaron Gordon, finally step out of his shell that he's been ever since he's been in Orlando? Can he take the next step for them? I got Blazers in this one. I just think Dame is just an animal.
Mr. Frank?
I am going to go with I'm gonna go the other side of Ralph. I'm gonna go Nuggets in 6.
Gotcha. Okay.
I am also going Nuggets. I said this on Tuesday. I think this series is the second most intriguing series behind Bucks Miami in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
I think this series, number one, like Ralph and I were talking about, it seems like they always see each other at some point in the playoffs, whether it's the first round or it's
exactly.
they always run into each other. This series is destined to go 7. And the reason why I have the Nuggets, in, like I said before, I understand how people lose hope in a team like the Nuggets when you lose a player like Jamal Murray, but still a really good team. They do have the MVP of the league.
Yeah.
You have Austin Rivers, who is a very good quote unquote replacement to Jamal Murray. Obviously, Michael Porter Jr. is playing really well. You've got Will Barton. You have a lot of obviously Gordon. That's a team that I don't believe is going to go away easy. And honestly, it's a shame that given the seeding, they're going to have to run into a buzzsaw later, whether it's the Suns or possibly the Lakers or the Jazz. Because if the seeding kind of plays out in their favor, I think the Nuggets are still a talented enough team to get to the NBA Finals, in all honesty. But because of how I see the seeding happening, I don't see them getting past the second round.
Which is fair.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough losing all that. Red Sand has Blazers in 7. Jesus.
Come on, man.
Well, I mean, we're getting what we wanted. We're getting an entertainment-filled fourth quarter.
Because these playing games outside of the rebound, Bron. Let's go, boy. Outside of the Memphis and San Antonio game for that last 2 minutes before Memphis, pulled away. This is only, at least in my opinion, has been the most competitive one out of the 4 so far.
Fam, quick viewer question at home. Because it's obviously this is like the Ralph Del Vecchio torture chamber, the first of many in the playoffs. Do you want me to have the screen like this or like that? Frank and I will gladly take a back seat to this if we want Ralphie going full screen. So
I don't care anyway. So,
it's
up to the viewers over there. So, place your votes.
Let's see. So then you have the Clippers at the 4 seed against Mavericks 5 seed.
This was going to be it's tough because the Clippers, like we were talking about on Tuesday, right? They have been. I actually have one. I think it's one of the worst in the NBA history for clutch points, and they're -5 in clutch time. -5, which is very, very bad. Good steal, AC. Let's go, baby. So, and I don't know. Does anybody know the status on Porzingis? Is he playing? Is he healthy? I mean, because outside of Luka, there's really nobody. You know what I mean? Like Tim Hardaway, does he scare you? You know what I mean?
Listen, I would love him on my team, but not as the number 2 option if Porzingis isn't there.
Oh shit, I hate that.
Look at Curry.
I know, I hate it.
He's like, y'all want to play? Y'all want to play? All right, let me get back out there. I'll look at Porzingis' availability, even though I would say to you, Ralphie, even though when he's healthy, is he really healthy?
And that's a good point too, because and it seems like ever since they made that trade for Porzingis, he hasn't really been out on the court. He's been there for a month, then he gets hurt, and he's out for 3 months, comes back for another month, gets hurt again, misses the playoffs, and it's been like that ever since he's with New York, right, Frank? Ever since he's been drafted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, ever since he's been drafted, I love Porzingis. I love the potential that he has. I wanted him over Jahlil Okafor back in 2015.
It wasn't happening, Frank. It was
I know
to happen.
But one can only dream. But he hasn't really lived up to the so-called unicorn of the NBA, and especially down in Dallas, where 2 really good European with the potential of 2 really good European players, on the same team, could the Dallas be serious contenders? But for me, I just don't see it happening regardless of the status of Porzingis. So I'm going to go Clippers in 6.
Yeah, I got as much as it pains me to say, I have Clippers in 6.
Ralphie, you have a question?
Oh, pretend Lakers fan. Ted, I love you. Ted and me go back sometimes, but it's all love.
Do you know Ted?
No,
Do you know
I
Ted?
just see him in the chat. Me and him talk and then chat and stuff like that. It's all love. I get it.
And by the way, Philly Sports Passion, he says Mavs have J Rich. You say that like that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. Like outside of Doncic, it's like nobody really else.
No.
Like does Josh Richardson scare you? You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, he would scare
Does
me if
Tim Hardaway scare you? You know, outside of Luka.
Now, if it was
Hardaway-
a team of all Lucas, then yeah, I'd be scared. But the rest of this
Richard-
Mavs team, no.
Richardson would scare me if he was on my own squad. Like he would scare me because he's a liability
Well,
at times.
he was on your own squad.
And you know what we did? You know what we did? The god named Daryl Morey said, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to trade him for a guy who can actually shoot, and he's not a liability. He's not a guy that can just do a bunch of things mediocre, and the guy that's going to have a hamstring injury for 3/4 of the season."
Yeah.
And by the
he
way,
was
I'm
also
in some Dallas Mavericks groups just because
Yeah.
I like seeing what other fan bases say on Facebook.
Yeah.
They talk about that trade, the Seth Curry for Josh Richardson trade, like it's one of the worst trades in the history of their franchise.
Really?
Yeah, like they say, like everybody should be lit on fire, pretty much
wow.
for doing that.
That was draft night too. That was amazing. And you know what the funny
Yeah.
thing is? We were just talking about what Sixers could you see get traded in the offseason, and then literally 5 minutes later, Richardson gets traded.
Josh Richardson.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let's trade Al Horford. That was like the big story. It's like,
Yeah.
what are the ways we could get rid of Al Horford? And then Al Horford's gone, and then we lose Jay Rich in the same offseason.
That's what I'm saying. Like compared, obviously everyone talks about okay, finals or bust or getting to the finals, obviously going back to the Sixers, but talk about where we were. I mean, I remember when we were all hanging out at Chrome's, it was the final. That was the game where the Sixers got swept, and it was the same day Brett Brown got fired.
Yeah.
And just all of the mess that's just coming through, just looking on Twitter and Josh Richardson talking about they don't have accountability and Joel lashing out at the media and the Miami Heat trade rumors. He's going to Jimmy and Ben Simmons obviously being Ben Simmons. All of that. I mean, that was a mess back in the late summer, early fall.
Let's go, LeBron. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, that was a nice move.
Yeah.
Going from that to where we are today, and listen, we haven't done anything in the playoffs yet. There's still a lot to be accomplished.
Charge. Thank you.
Now they're starting to call it. I
Let's
see what's
go.
going on. I see what's going on.
Oh, AD, relax. Jesus, game's not over yet, dude.
It's the Adam Silver magic, you know.
Oh, Frank.
I
don't think that's a charge.
He jumped. He hit the jump button.
Yeah.
David has something. Read David's comment, Ralphie.
I give Ralph some respect for being a Laker fan on here and makes the show funny, even basketball game. David, I love it, buddy.
Yeah,
we need
somebody to pick on. We need somebody to pick on.
Absolutely.
Nasty.
All love.
Nasty says, didn't Dallas get Tyrell Terry in that trade too? A lot of Sixers.
Well, they drafted him. Yeah,
they used that pick to draft him.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have loved the idea of getting Tyrell Terry. I know a lot of the mock drafts, leading up to that night, I know some of us wanted, at least for me particularly, wanted Tyrell Terry. Ryan, you had somebody else in mind.
Me? I don't even remember who I had.
Because I know you brought up a name outside of Tyrell Terry, but then we got
honestly, you know what's funny? The two guys I thought we were gonna get drafted in the second round, we got Paul Reed and Isaiah Joe.
Yeah,
Paul Reed was the guy I was actually talking about. I have no idea. I can't remember if there was another player. I just know those were the two guys I talked about the most.
Yeah, but I would like Terry, but I'm really glad that we got Tyrese Maxey in the long run.
Philly Sports Passion asks you, he wants your origin story, Ralphie.
Here we go.
Listen, it's the Ralph DeLavecchio Lakers showcase, okay?
So as a kid, my dad was more of a football, baseball, hockey guy, so basketball really wasn't on the TV. But as growing up, and, Lakers were always on, the Sunday games and the Wednesday night games and the Thursday night games. So Kobe was always on the TV along with Shaq and them. So as a kid, I I made my way towards LA, and here I am right now, 2021. We're watching a playing game with the Lakers. So that's how it started.
So that's a great answer, Ralphie. That was great.
Yeah.
I wish I could have like the heartfelt music behind it. But I like, you know, that old skit from Key and Peele, like the anger translator. I'm gonna be like the honesty / Ralph translator. That's a great story and all, Ralphie. I'm gonna tell you what actually happened.
Okay.
2001 NBA Finals. We may have heard Ralphie, same age as me. Well, we were five at the time.
5 years old. Yeah.
We're going into it saying, you know, Ralphie's saying, whoever wins this series, I'm the fan of them. And listen, the Lakers won.
Yeah.
So that's the real answer. Hey, Don. How are you, Don?
Hey, Don.
What up, Don?
Nice to see you.
Don, welcome to the...
Don, I meant to say, because I got a couple... my bad.
I was going to give you the great introduction. Go on.
No, I have a couple of buddies that are Detroit Lions fans as well, and we have a group chat, and they always talk about the Lions and Eagles and stuff like that. One of my buddies sent in one of my buddies sent in this picture of Matthew Stafford, and I don't know if you saw what he said today. He said that Stafford said, "It's been a while since I've been excited for a season."
Yeah, no doubt. He's from Detroit.
Yeah.
Do you think Don's gonna? You think he's gonna disagree with that?
I hope he
That's
does.
honesty. That's a guy being a human.
Yeah.
And by the way, Don, and for anyone who's just joining us, welcome to the first edition of hopefully, well, maybe not hopefully, because I would love to see Ralph squirm if they lose the next 2 games, but probably the first of many of the Ralph Delavecchio Lakers playoff torture chambers, where we just.
Now, you guys are doing live reactions for the Sixers playoffs, correct?
I would confidently assume so. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You're invited to, especially if the Lakers,
Yeah.
The Lakers.
It depends if they play on the same night. You know what I mean? I don't want to, butt heads. And
or if you're eliminated.
Right?
Well, I know if you're just eliminated and you just,
Yeah, what
LeBron
is
has
the
the
playoff
ankle.
schedule like? I know Sunday's game 1. Let me take a look. See.
Jesse says basically Ralph is the basketball version of 80s baby Cowboys.
Yeah.
Jesse,
Yeah,
you said it, not me.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
I get that a lot too. It's all right. All love.
That's right, Tyler Horton. The 2022 backup 4, backup center. You know it.
Didn't he win G League MVP?
Yes.
Yeah. B-ball Paul, as they call
Did you
him.
guys have a G League MVP? The answer is no, because we did. Just saying.
we had a summer league MVP in Lonzo, and we traded him.
That's great, yeah.
That's a charge. Thank you. It's going the other way.
Philly sports passion. I've been saying this.
Me too.
I've been saying this for years, even since like 2015, 2016, like when both teams sucked and like the Sixers really sucked. Since I've known Ralph, whenever that time comes where the universe will align itself, where we finally get a Lakers-Sixers finals, you guys have seen some great content with all different sports on A2D for many, many years. The content that will be dished out during that chain of events of Sixers versus Lakers, whether it's the social media content or whether it's the content on the shows, it will be, I don't even know if words can really describe it. Like I say must see.
Good shot. Yes.
But I feel like that would be like kind of an understatement. It would be an absolute bloodbath between all of us and him and Ralph. Did he do it again?
Yeah,
he did. Please. Unleash Curry.
29,
the chef.
6 for 9 from 3.
David, I don't think the Lakers even had a draft this year. I don't think they had a first round pick.
Did they draft any? Didn't they trade their pick?
Yeah, I don't think they had a pick. I think it was their pick belonged to the Pelicans because of the Anthony Davis.
Yeah, we didn't have a pick this year because of the Pelicans, but we have a pick this year though.
Later, Nasty. Appreciate you, brother.
Here we go.
Don says we need to make a Lions versus Eagles wager.
Yeah, we play you guys this year.
What was that, Ralphie?
We play them this year.
They do. We do. Yeah.
I thought he meant like Super Bowl or like playoffs. Obviously, it's not Super Bowl.
That would be interesting.
But like, I don't even think it's possible in the playoffs. Not because
Yeah.
like the Lions suck. I mean, they're not great, but that's gonna be a little while. But yeah, no, I mean, we'll obviously see each other in the regular season. Am I confident? No, because
Yeah.
why would we be? Let's see. I agree, Phillies.
That's a 3, baby.
Well, I mean, come on. Can we?
Let's
All right. Can we start
go.
double teaming him?
Please.
Let's go.
and
AD, we
thank
need
you.
you here, buddy.
I think I have a Warriors hat somewhere in this house. I might need to break it out. What did Jesse say? Tom Brady has a better chance of going to a Super Bowl than Curry is to make a 3
Yeah.
career percent. I do. You know what's funny? I do want to ask you guys a question, and it's Sixers related.
Yeah.
I meant to ask Tom before he got out of here. It's an agree or disagree question. And again,
Okay.
No foul. Wow, no foul.
if you guys have any rapid fire agree or disagree questions with any topic, let us know. This has been tossed around a lot, and we made a social media post about it a couple days ago. Agree or disagree?
Ooh.
Agree or disagree? Oh, my damn.
Ooh.
Jordan Poole.
Agree or disagree to this question, or statement, I should say. Tyrese Maxey will end up being what Sixers fans thought Markelle Fultz would be.
Ooh.
And
Say
that's
that
a
again,
lot, and
Ryan?
that's a large. I mean, that's a jump because one of them was a first overall pick that we traded up to get. You didn't hear it, Ralphie?
A little bit, yeah, like the Maxey and Fultz
I
thing.
said agree or disagree. Tyrese Maxey will end up being the player that Sixers fans hoped and thought Markelle Fultz would be.
Agreed, and you know why? He's not scared.
Yeah.
And you saw as soon as he came into the league, his very first game, as a Sixer, where he drove the lane and drove the lane and drove the lane. He wasn't scared to have contact at the rim. He's a different breed, man.
He is. I completely agree.
Don says, I missed the first half of A2D. Was Ralph nervous when Curry was on fire?
Oh, he was squirming.
Nervous. I wouldn't say nervous. I would say frozen with fear.
Yeah. He was like squirming. His chair was squeaking all over the place. You know,
do
he
the
had
chair
to,
thing, Ralphie.
he had to adjust himself.
Can you guys
again.
hear it every time I move?
Do it.
Yeah.
Do the chair thing. Yeah, a lot of that.
Yeah,
a lot of the squeak.
Yeah.
Is it loud? Is it loud in the?
It's totally audible.
Oh, it's
We
not
love it.
quiet. It's not. It's
not
it's
quiet.
there. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
dude,
there.
It's there. Yeah.
This
It
chair
sounds
is-
like you're on a squeaky chair the whole
chair
night.
is screaming with me on it.
It is, David. We got very lucky.
David is.
Yeah.
That's why we're
Like I
still
said-
on the air, to be honest. That's why we're still
Yes.
here.
Like I said, best one out of the 4 so far.
Because we
the
all
other
know
2 were blowouts.
we all know this, fam. Because we were going to clock out of here about 30 minutes ago. If we would have clocked out and we would have ended the stream, I guarantee you, because we're not on the air, this game ends in a buzzer beater.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we would be
That's how the universe happens.
You know what I'm saying? So we're making sure, especially because it's a close game. If something crazy happens, we're here. We're here for you guys. Jesse says, I think I agree to the poll. Maxey has already shown the speed and ability to get to the rim that Fultz had in college. Yeah, he just needs to. Fultz just had the 3-pointer. That's the biggest thing. Fultz could flat out shoot the 3 in college, and he just lost it, and he lost everything else.
He lost everything else, and you thought he was playing scared. We thought it was a case of the yips. You had the shoulder problem, you had the shot doctor trying to make the adjustments, and Fultz didn't really live up to that potential. And I mean, glad that he's found greener pastures down in Orlando, but Maxey has fulfilled the role that we wanted Markelle Fultz to be.
3-ball. Yeah, I would say honestly, if Tyrese Maxey acquires a consistent 3-point jump shot, I mean, I'm not saying he needs to be Steph Curry, but if he becomes a legitimate threat, while also being the threat that he is, driving the lane and being that electricity kind of bolt of energy, he's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be he's gonna be a freaking
absolutely
problem.
Come on, Dennis, make these two. Come on. I just think with the whole Fultz situation too, it just got to the point where like we always say, like there's a change of scenery really does a player good, and I think it just came to that point for Markelle where it was just he just needed to go, just going and go play somewhere else where the spotlight isn't that big. You know what I mean? Get out of a big market and go to a small market like Orlando.
Braun holding a shake weight. What has he got in his hand? He look like
Yeah,
he got
those
one of
little like
shake weights.
massagers, the massagers that they got now. Yeah.
I know. It looks like a shake weight though. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Shake weights.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
God, that was so in 1972. Those shake rates. Just kidding. I was waiting for Frank's reaction.
You're not even gonna get a reaction. You're just gonna get a death stare.
You're just gonna get a big bug-eyed look. I'm like, why?
Don says agree or disagree. Will Paul Reed be better than Peanut Guy Zaire Smith?
Well, it's already obvious. He's already better than Zaire Smith. I mean, Paul Reed has played more minutes than I have fingers and toes. Unlike Zaire Smith, who probably stepped on the court for 2 seconds and then he's injured for the rest of his career.
Don, I'm better than Zaire Smith. Okay.
Yeah, we're all better than Zaire Smith.
Yeah.
He's in the G League, ain't he?
I think he
Where
is.
is he? I think he's overseas. Like I don't know. He might be. I feel like nobody tell me. Frank, look at this. Look for it. I want to say he's on Sacramento's G League team.
Dude, was he not with the Pistons?
He was with the Pistons.
We traded him for Sixers legend Tony Bradley.
Yeah.
And then they cut Zaire Smith like 2 days later.
Yeah. So you're in the right conference, but wrong G League team. He is currently with the Memphis Hustle of the G League. He was with the Grizzlies G League affiliate.
Was he with I can't believe it.
Let's go, AD. And that should have been a foul. That should have been 3 shots for Schroeder.
Offensive foul. He threw him off of him.
Yeah, well, that should have been a foul on Schroeder on the 3-point
All right, let's
play.
see. Let's take a look at Zaire Smith's professional career.
Oh my God.
It's blank.
Watch this move.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
He's so good.
Yep. David said, if Ben is in his rookie year form, we win the chip this year.
No, Caruso.
Yep, I agree.
This isn't good.
What's Caruso about to do? Oh, you said that like
that's an offensive foul. Thank you, Draymond. As much as I love you because you went to Michigan State. Thank you.
All right, we're about to.
Thank you.
We're about to go full throttle on this Lakers stuff.
Oh,
Fam,
boy.
if you have any questions, obviously chime in. But we're going full. We're in the final 5 minutes of the game.
Yes.
Offensive foul on Draymond.
All right, so tie game 93-93. What's everyone's gun-to-head predictions? Who's winning?
Oh, geez.
And if anyone says overtime, I'm leaving the friggin' stream.
Lakers by 2. Lakers win by 2.
I can't do overtime. I can't.
Yeah, I can't do overtime.
Give me the dubs.
What do you mean you can't do overtime? What are you going to sleep? Stop it.
I can't do overtime.
It's like if 2 of us on the stream have work tomorrow morning.
Yeah, in
turnovers just has 12
6
for
hours.
Golden State.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks, Don. We appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, Don.
Y'all do. You don't even know what he said. You don't even know what he said.
Yeah.
I love when y'all do sport reaction stream. Well, I just like seeing Ralph squirm. So,
yeah.
He missed. He finally missed. Golly, he is human.
That means he's saving it for a buzzer.
Yeah.
Philly Sports Passion says double OT. I won't be able to.
Schroeder.
You'll be seeing me. I'll just be back here. I'll just slowly be drifting away.
Dennis Schroeder.
You know what I'll be doing? I'll just be sleeping here all night. You'll probably watch me sleep on camera. I'll be like Noah 2 weeks
Let's
ago.
Go. Sorry
Are
for
you
the
really
speech.
pumping up the crowd right now from the room?
It sucks because I had my TV muted, so I don't know how loud it is there.
And they're no longer doing virtual fans, Ralph.
David
Jordan
says 106-103 Lakers.
Splash.
Hey. Dennis says Warriors with a Steph Curry buzzer beater. Don says Steph Curry half-court shot for the win.
Yeah.
Tyler Horton says Curry going to hit a buzzer beater.
Oh my God. Could you imagine if it was like the UCLA Gonzaga game?
Get out of my friggin' head. Get out of my head. I was just going to friggin' say that.
Let's hope for Curry buzzer beaters. Let's go.
You know what this is setting up for? This is setting up for a buzzer beater, but from Wiggins.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's talking about Curry.
And then Wiggins does it.
Yeah, because if they get into a buzzer beater situation, they're going to box out Curry.
Or maybe Toscano.
Oh my God!
Wait till it's like a Juan Toscano Anderson buzzer. Oh,
Ralphie, how you feeling about that one, brother?
Schroeder just jumped on that one. Damn.
He looked like me trying to defend.
That's tough.
Dennis, are you a Warriors fan, or you just love watching Ralph squirm? I mean, because the answer's correct, whatever you say.
Yeah.
Ethan says Curry's playing out of his mind, making everything with great D. I mean, he's.
Yeah.
I know Tom and I debated it, and really, it's
Greatest shooter of all
semantics. He's not the greatest player of all time. Stop it. Did you say greatest shooter or greatest player?
Greatest shooter of all time.
I heard
think
shooter.
Greatest player. I heard player. Sorry. No, he's.
There are some wackadoos that think that too.
It's really semantics when you talk about like the greatest player right now, because if you're in the discussion of top 5, you're in a great spot. That's why like I don't get too mad or crazy about like the MVP consideration. We're like, oh, Embiid has to win it. Listen, fam, we know the importance of Embiid and we know the importance of Curry, but there's a lot of things that go into it. So when Jokic wins it, he might win it unanimously.
Right.
Let's not go. Let's not start running, through the streets,
Yeah.
panicking. You know what I'm saying? To be able to be in the discussion. Again, Tom, myself, I think it was on a Friday show about 2 months ago. We talked about the last time in this city we had a legitimate like an MVP candidate in any sport other than the Carson Wentz thing in 2017. When was the last time? You just had like a winner. You were in the conversation. You know what I mean? It's very rare.
Did that just say Los Angeles Stars? Golden State Stars. Oh, they're stars.
Like stars of the game.
Yeah, it's late at night. I'm like,
Hit that.
LA Stars.
He hit the side of the fucking backboard. Oh my fucking god, man!
Wow, Jesus!
Wow.
Oh, Martin's calling. He says Lakers are done.
Oh boy,
That's ours. Let's go, good D, Caruso.
Made up for it there, huh?
Yep.
Martin says LeBron and Davis are having really tough nights, especially Davis.
AD's got to make both of these.
Why wouldn't he though? He's
been struggling. He's been struggling. Yeah. Yes, he has.
Well, the last game.
Man.
The last game that you and I watched together, Ralphie, was the what was it? Suns Blazers, when we saw 2 former Sixers, Dario Saric and Covington.
Missed both.
Yeah, they went crazy at the line.
Make one more, dude. Make one more. Come on, AD.
Ooh, that was a Staples Center bounce right there. What is this from Raymond? We trade Mikal Bridges for.
Oh, we trade Mikal Bridges for Zaire Smith. Bridges is averaging 14 a game and 40 from 3.
I was talking to somebody the other night on the phone about that, and I was saying, I don't like going back in time. But that trade, we could talk about a lot of
rebounds. Yes,
that trade bothers me.
Yeah,
it really bothers me.
The whole aspect of that trade.
Oh my damn.
Wait,
Did Draymond do what LeBron did to Joel Embiid? Did the same thing happen? Oh no. I'm not rooting for injuries, but didn't it look eerily similar?
Yeah, that looked really
going up for the dunk and then meets him in the middle.
Yeah.
I think that should be a flagrant.
It wasn't against Embiid, Ralphie.
Yeah, I know, and I agree with you guys. It should have been a flagrant.
Let's see what Secaucus says.
Oh yeah, hit him in the head. That's a flagrant. Yep, that's a flagrant.
It's a flagrant.
Yeah.
Didn't it, Martin? It looked identical. Identical. And again, I'm not rooting for it. It's a shame. I don't want to call it Bush League. I mean, it's physical basketball, but
yeah,
it is. Yeah,
it's just
how the NBA is, man.
It's ironic.
Hit somebody on the head.
It's ironic to me. And LeBron had a way softer landing, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a meme. Oh God, somebody take a picture of that.
Damn.
Oh no! Oh, I missed it.
You'll find. It'll be on Twitter.
Yeah.
If somebody finds that, so please, somebody send that to me.
Already on it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's a flagrant. Oh my God. I love Draymond. He went to Michigan State. It is, but hey,
look at him.
I'm saying you're wrong for that.
Oh,
Oh,
You're so wrong for that, Ritzy.
wow.
I like your style. That's so wrong.
dude, it sucks. I'm about to mute my mic and turn my TV on real quick just to see what they're saying.
Don't you do that. Don't you leave us. This is
Yeah,
the torture chamber for a reason. We're not supposed to know what happens.
right.
I'm about to put what's the captions on my TV so I know so I know
Closed
what they're saying.
captioning?
Yeah.
Closed captioning.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're getting zoomed into the booth.
Oh boy.
Oh, we're getting the drops.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oy. I don't like that. I don't like looking at that. Did his knee buckle?
No, he just got hit in the face hard.
Oh no, because Raymond's saying LeBron's knee buckled.
I don't know what they said.
Philly Sports Passion says flagrant 2 could be ejected with his history.
Yeah.
Can somebody down in the comments please tell me what the ref said? Because I don't have the TV on. Somebody needs to tell me what the ref said right there.
Nobody tell him.
Don't
This is
tell him.
bullshit.
Nobody tell him. Ethan said, "Great call, refs." Well, that mean
Oh, here comes Adam Silver calling in right now.
well, if Ethan's saying great, common foul.
Common foul. You know what's going to happen now, right? LeBron's going to miss both of these free throws.
I can see it now.
Yeah.
Injured eyeball Friday out.
Yeah. And then we'll have like
Listen,
30 hours of
LeBron's
Sports Center
missing both
coverage
of these.
about it.
I'm just going to get myself ready. He's missing both of these.
69.8% from. Let's see. Going up for one, you're going to know what?
What?
He made it. He made one.
Well, you acted like it was a buzzer beater. Of course
Yeah.
he made
No,
it.
he made
Stop
it.
it.
He made it. I
Oh,
know
what? He
because the
can't
eye.
see
The
now.
eye.
Oh,
The eye.
he's never gonna be
see.
this. He's never gonna be the
Stop.
same again.
Make another one, LeBron.
Yeah, Tyler, I'm very surprised it wasn't. It was just common. Oh, there it is.
Well,
Now the question is, okay, I don't know how.
Did Ralphie freeze?
I think he did.
Right here.
Oh, there you
Oh.
are. No, you froze for a second.
Yeah.
Oh God, that
Oh,
would have
really?
been
That
would
would've
have been
been
a bummer if
terrible.
our Lakers fan.
Wow.
Yeah, the last several minutes of the show
Okay, both teams are
disappeared.
in the bonus. Okay.
All right, final
Both
2
teams are in the
minutes.
bonus. That's an offensive foul. Let's go, Draymond. How many fouls does Draymond Green have on him right now? I need to know. Frank, please look it up. Please look it up for me, Frank. Hurry, Frank.
I'm taking my sweet time.
This is
Hurry,
everything.
Frank.
By the way, fam, as much as you guys at home are enjoying
Tyler, I'm with you. I'm with you, Tyler.
this is everything I ever wanted.
How many fouls does Draymond have?
I'm
I would
pulling
say
up the box score.
I would, if I had to guess, I would say 4. Philly
I would
Sports
say 4. He says 5. Let's find out right now. That's not the box score
Yes,
I
and we
wanted.
took the lead. Yes, let's go. Let's go.
All right, Steph, I'm gonna need
Get
you to,
up
I'm gonna
on
need you to
him.
lock in now. I just called you the best
That's
in
a
the world. I'm gonna need you to
foul.
lock in.
He's gonna shoot 2 anyway. Draymond, Jesus, you guys are in the bonus.
Yeah, he's
He
got
almost
5
made
fouls.
that, by the way.
He's
That's
got 5
wild.
fouls.
4, 5. Yeah.
He's got 5.
Well, you
Yeah.
know, if this is going overtime, he's absolutely getting ejected.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's done. If this
He might
goes
be done in the
overtime.
next 30 seconds. I mean, in this next possession, he might be done.
Well, if we can foul him out, that's
Then you've got
that's huge. That's
yeah, you have
huge.
the game. You have the game.
Yeah.
I need Steph to be human for 0.2 seconds of his life
You think he's
and
missing
miss
one of these?
one
Nah.
free throw.
Do you honestly? I mean, I'm going to say this again. I've been talking him up like he's the greatest ever. So I mean, this would, of course, would come back to bite me. But I don't need him. I'm going to need him to lock in right now.
Fuck.
I need him to lock in. Wiggins, be there if you need him. There you go.
Damn.
Do your job. Do your job.
Get to the ball to LeBron. Give it to him. Thank you.
Don
Thank you.
has a message.
Now everybody move. Move. Oh my God, KCP.
Oh, you almost flipped that. Come on now.
You got to shoot, LeBron. LeBron James! Let's go!
Damn.
Baby! Let's go!
Damn.
Come on!
Damn.
Let's go!
Danny.
Stop him! Stop him!
Damn.
Shoot that, Draymond! No! That's not a foul! No way! This is bullshit!
Oh, that's a.
No, it's not!
What?
Missed! He got a rebound, LeBron! Let's go, boys! Let's go! This is what I'm talking about! Let's go! Get the ball to LeBron and everybody move! Please! Get out the way! Get out the way! You gotta drive the lane, LeBron! You gotta go! Oh my god. Wesley Matthews for three! Missed! Caruso! Somebody grab the rebound! Three! They got a three for a tie! Timeout Warriors. 2.1 seconds. Oh my god.
I feel like I'm watching. I feel like I'm watching three games right now because you're ahead of me. I don't know where to look.
Yeah. I'm like
sorry,
staring at you. I'm
dude.
staring at Ryan. I'm
was
staring at the
phenomenal.
game.
No, that's getting clipped. That's getting clipped
Yeah.
everywhere. So this is it. We're setting up for a buzzer beater here. It's good. It's going to be a tie.
It's either going to be a buzzer beater going to overtime, or
Oh my
Missed.
god,
No, I mean,
LeBron James.
LeBron pulled a dame there. I mean, that was,
He did.
yeah.
Dude, KCP. Oh, he should have. You know what? Outside, if LeBron missed that shot, I would have said KCP had Draymond. He could have just went up for it, and Draymond would have been fouled out. But what a
holy-
shot by the King, LeBron James,
Holy
Steph Curry in his face.
Fam at home, if you're enjoying this, I don't care if you're not. Exactly. Don took the words right out of my head. Out
Let's
of my
go.
mouth. Hit the like button. I don't care if you're a Lakers hater or not. Come on now.
Oh, we said something to Steph. That ain't good. LeBron said something to Steph. I already know what's going to happen here. I already know what's going to happen. Oh, yeah, LeBron's eyes getting all red. This is 2016 finals all over again. Comes full circle. Remember when he got poked in the eye by Draymond? And his eye was all bloody? Well, not all bloody, but he had that little, the vein popped in his eye. He had that little blood spot in his eye.
What is this? What is this? Friggin', what is this? The vampire movie? All
And NCIS.
Yeah, what is this? What are we doing?
What up, David? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, best playing game out of four of them.
Oh, absolutely.
12:30 a.m. I'm screaming. My mom's going to be mad at me, but it is what it is. Game, set, match. We're not playing on Friday, Phoenix. I can't wait to see you, buddy. Chris Paul, Devin Booker. Oh, my camera. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. Can't wait to see you, Phoenix. Let's go.
That's
go.
nice.
And I was off by 1 point. I said Lakers by 2. Lakers won by 3. Let's go. What a game. What a game. What a game. Rye, I know you didn't, get to see the heartbreak and agony of me. And
Ralphie,
all right.
Ralphie, it's not that. The heartbreart comes later.
Yeah.
Plenty of time for this.
In round one.
No, watch this
Against
get
the
swept.
Suns.
No. You have to understand something about me. All right. And you should know this. I want the pain to arrive, but at the proper moment. You understand me?
Yeah.
You hear me, Ralphie? You hear me?
Yeah,
I want you to look into I want you to look into my eyes when I'm saying this to you. I want the pain to arrive at your doorstep, but when I say it can. This wasn't the time. This wasn't it. I don't want you guys losing. Are you kidding me? I'm being robbed of 2 months of free entertainment.
Yeah.
Free entertainment. Now I get to watch. We're playing the long game now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you guys have the opportunity to face us in the finals, then the real game arrives. I said about an hour ago. I've been waiting far too long to see Sixers Lakers. I don't get that if you guys don't get in the playoffs. Now, by the way, I would like you guys to get eviscerated in the next series.
Yes.
Oh my God. What a game, though. What a
Do your
game.
magic.
What a game.
Listen, Don, if everything goes fine, I don't need to be celebrating the first round or the second round. I'm cool.
I'll wait. I'll be patient.
The first couple series, that's Ralph's party. You know what I'm saying? You got to get there first. If we handle our business, we're cool. We're cool. But that, it was a great game. That's it for me.
Great game.
We have any other final thoughts? Obviously, tomorrow night you've got the Sixers will actually finally figure out who the hell we're playing starting on Sunday. But also A2D programming alert. Get that off the damn screen, you fool. A2D programming alert. We've got Birds with a Feather on tomorrow, obviously giving you all the latest regarding the football world and all the Eagles stuff. You've got Hockey Happy Hour giving the latest regarding the NBA. Or I'm sorry, not the NBA. That would be different. The NHL Stanley Cup playoff discussions. And then
it's been a very heated Stanley Cup playoffs so far.
Yes.
I've checked out some of the games, so it's been very heated up.
I watched all four while we were live. Colorado's up 3-1 right now on St. Louis in the third. So,
how are the Flyers doing in that?
Yeah,
I
know.
I'm just saying. I'm just checking on them. Andy, like I said earlier, the pain for him comes later. It's fine.
Yes.
It's fine. Thank you, Don. Much appreciated. And again, fam, shows every single day here on A2D. Multiple sometimes. And if you miss any of our shows, we put up a ton of clips the next morning of the best moments. So, for example, you're going to see Ralphie go crazy in a clip. You might see that actually in about 30 minutes because I'm going to put that up right now.
Exactly.
You're going to see our rant on the Sixers from earlier. You're going to see Tom's rant on the launch angle in the MLB. So if you're watching us for the first time, whether you're seeing us on Facebook or Twitter or Twitch or Periscope or YouTube, or if you're coming over from the Instagram, make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted whenever we go live because we have a lot going on here.
And even if you don't like our shining faces, you can listen to us in audio form. We are on SoundCloud. We are on iTunes. We are on Spotify, iHeart. I don't even know how many platforms we're on, but we're all over in audio form as well.
Any audio streaming platform, you will find A2D Radio.
Yes.
Anywhere you get your podcast, you'll get us. You'll get us as well.
Yes.
But obviously we wouldn't be here. I mean, literally, we wouldn't be on the air if it wasn't for you guys right now. It is 12:43 in the morning.
Yes.
So good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
But also, we wouldn't be on the air without our kind sponsors. Obviously, Specialized Physical Therapy. Hey, listen, LeBron, after a big game, might need to call the doc. He's our doc, so make him yours. Dr. Paul Vidal at SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com, as well as BodyCheckWellness.com. Use the promo code A2D for 20% off your order. And as always, we're happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help or if you know anyone who needs help, please call 856-651-8117. That's 856-651-8117. And also, PhillyDrinkers.com. Use the
and don't forget one more sponsor after Philly Drinkers.
I'm getting to
All right. I want to introduce the other one. I know him.
Yeah, I'll let you do that one.
All right.
Philly Drinkers. I got to get a Ralph Delvecchio Lakers playoff shirt in the merch. I got to talk to them, and because that's going to be fire. PhillyDrinkers.com to get all of our merch, obviously. And Frank, who else are we brought to you by?
And we are also brought to you by he's my realtor. And a guy who I personally know. His name is Alan Foy of eXp Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, looking for a career change or a new brokerage, you can contact him at 302-682-8820 or visit him at alanfoy@exprealty.com. He's got a great team over there, so you can check him out.
And as Andy says, going right along with, we have all different types of content. We have wrestling content. We have hockey. We have football. We have basketball. We have baseball. We have UFC. We have all of it. All of it, all of it, all of it. He says, in this very ring, we'll be live Saturday night breaking down all the title changes and WrestleMania Backlash, Fallout. So, for myself, Ryan Berta, Ralph Delvecchio, happy Lakers fan right now. Hopefully, sad Lakers fan in the very near future.
Let's go.
Frank Vespi, Tom Arnone from earlier, Nate Moss from earlier, and all the fam out there, we appreciate you. We love you. Go Sixers. Lakers suck, or at least not tonight, but they will very shortly. Stay tuned for all of the shows coming up on A2D. Make sure to like, hit subscribe, all that fun stuff. And if we don't see you tomorrow, we'll see you later in the week. Until then, that's all I got. Ralphie?
Go Lakers, baby.
For now.